You can measure the size of an elephant. You can clock the speed of a cheetah, but you can't quantify the heart of a kings, queens, and in-betweens. Welcome to Dr. Boxing Talk. Stream starts now.
The champ is here! 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 The champ is here!
If I tell you I'm good, probably you will say I'm boasting. But if I tell you I'm no good, you know one line.
Y'all. What it do? Y'all. What it do? Y'all. What y'all know about that Busta Rhymes, man? What it do, man? Good, great, grand evening to y'all wonderful, beautiful people, man. What it do? Good evening to my brothers and sisters, my brethren and sister, and mi amigos, mi amigas, hermanos, mi hermanas, kings and queens, prince and princesses, ladies and lads, boys and girls, and everything in between. Y'all know what time it is. A doctor's in the house. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Let's get right to it, man. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. You feel me? You feel me? I apologize for being a little tardy, but my workout went a little longer. It was a shorter workout, actually, but I started a little late, had some things to do, especially watching those videos and dropping those videos. You know, we dropped 2 videos already. Go like those videos, watch it in its entirety, share those videos on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok, to your homies, word of mouth, Facebook. Share the videos, man. Keep us going and growing. You know what I'm talking about? And make sure you like this video. And if you haven't done so already, like I said, smack yourself and then smack that like button. You feel me? Let's hit this roll call with these wonderful people in the chat. We got Boys Who Cry in the building. We got Dub in the building, big member in the building. We got Boss Man Ty, hit you in your eye in the building. We got Mr. Senor Oscar Perez in the building, mi hermano Carnal. You know what I'm talking about? Yes, sir, man. Those are my brothers right there, man. We got Mr. Define Irony in the building. God bless you as well, brethren. I appreciate y'all pulling up, man. You know what I'm saying? Thank y'all so much, man. Let me pull up the chat real quick. Before we get started, you know we always got to kick it off with a prayer, man. and be thankful, man. You know, I want to throw up a little. Yeah, let's just throw up a prayer, man. So please join me and bow your heads. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you for your blessings. We thank you for leading us into this wonderful day, no matter what condition we are in. If we are in a condition to breathe and still be conscious, that means that our story's not over. That means we have another opportunity to set whatever wrongs we had, whatever thing that's unfinished, we get to set it right and we get to complete it. And we thank you for just bringing us into a new chapter, another day, another moment to tell somebody else we love them, to do the right thing, and to make you proud and make you happy, repent for our multitude of sins. So we thank you for your blessings. We ask you for your unconditional protection, many plentiful direction, and always be receptive to your correction as well, because we do mess up and we do misstep and we do get a little lost and we do get a little distracted. But Lord, we ask you to continuously put us on the right path and bless us with patience and understanding, Lord, and let us be strong enough, because it takes strength. Let us be strong enough and courageous enough to be kind to our brothers and sisters, even when it may not seem appropriate, because kindness is always appropriate and kindness is never a weakness, Lord. So we thank you for your blessings. Also, too, I want to throw up a prayer for Stephen Fulton. You know, I was watching an interview today, and you know, he said that his mom said some things that wasn't too nice. You know, and you just never know. Sometimes we look at other people's situation and we judge them because of what position they're in, or how many lights they have on them, or if they're so low. You know, you never know. We just want to pray for everybody, whether they're high in status or low in status, or high in stature or low in stature, or financially wealthy or financially unhealthy. We want to pray for everybody, and wish everybody is going through anything peace and serenity and many blessings in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen, amen, amen. We got Ulster in the building. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. So I want to talk about this too real briefly, man. I threw up a prayer for Stephen Fulton because, you know, I don't want to judge, you know. But I didn't finish. First of all, I was watching the interview. I started watching the All the Smoke interview with Stephen Fulton, but gosh dang, dog, I watched the freaking Club Shay Shay interview with Terrence Bud Crawford, and that thing was gosh dang 3 hours.
Damn. I'm sorry.
I said 3 hours. Bro, I'm so glad I didn't look at the length when I started watching it, bro. I just pushed play and I was going through my, going through my motions and thinking of videos I could do. And while I was editing, I'm like, dang, I edited one video, still going. Then I edited another video and it's still going. Then I finished editing and was going to go work out. It's still going. I'm like, and then I finished working out and it's still going. I'm like, bro, how long is this interview? So I did finish the Terrence Bud Crawford and Club Shay Shay interview. I don't even know they had that much to talk about, to be honest. Shout out to my boy Terrence Bud Crawford. He's a phenomenal fighter, but I ain't think he was that interesting. You know what I'm saying? And didn't really learn much, but it was interesting because I love boxing and I love to hear about different aspects of and perspectives from the boxer, but also, different aspects of their life and their thought process of what's going on, man. I think it's pretty dope, man, because it humanizes people. Because like I said, with Stephen Fulton, which I didn't finish his interview, sometimes we forget that these people, regardless if you're rich or regardless if you're poor or regardless if you're a boss or regardless if you're a janitor or regardless if you're black or if you're white or you're male or you're female or Christian or atheist, bro, we are human, bro. And it's like, we be so quick to just get a like off or get some attention or get a click off or hopefully we get some a brief moment of approval from strangers that we don't even know. And we just attack people, bro. Like, what Stephen Fulton was talking about his mom. And it's one thing for a stranger to talk trash about you getting knocked out. But according to his interview with Andre Ward, he was like, man, my mom, I was talking to my siblings and my mom, after I got hurt, the fight wasn't over yet. She said, oh, there goes our new house. And that's how you see him. It's like, dang, you just monetized your blood, your son. I think that's so crazy, but I don't want to judge her because in the same interview, Stephen Fulton said that she's a good person. He forgives her, and that she's not bad. She just has some times where she messes up, and players mess up too. We all mess up. So that seems pretty messed up. I thank God for my mother. You know what I'm saying? I don't think she would ever say nothing like that. But at the same time too, I don't want to judge because that's his mom. That's still his mom, and he was able to forgive her. So who am I to hold it against her? You know what I'm saying? So that's why I try not to overstep my boundaries when it comes to personal feelings and personal lives. It's like even with the Will Smith and Jada Pinkett situation, people talk about, oh, she cheated on Will Smith. Why is he defending her? That's still his wife, man. Whatever they got going on ain't none of my business, man. You know what I'm saying? The only reason why I know about something because I seen the slap because it was on live television. But I just laughed about it because we seen people get slapped. It's so funny. We see people get slapped and slammed and kicked and punched and spit on, and we laugh about it. But because we want to tear somebody down, and all of a sudden, oh my gosh, Will Smith committed murder because he slapped Chris Rock. He's a grown man that got slapped, man. All I did was laugh about it. I initially thought it was fake. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know why people make such a big deal out of it, man. I seen people get slapped for less. I see people get shot for less. You know what I'm saying? Talk about somebody's wife. You know, it is what it is. I was saying, I just think people are selective with their outrage. I think it's crazy. But anyway, shout out to Stephen Fulton. And man, just made me gain. I already have respect for him, but it made me gain more respect for him. You know what I'm saying? Because anybody go through that stuff when somebody betrays you or says something like that, that's you're supposed to get love and nurture from. It kind of hurts. You know what I'm saying? So I could feel him on that part. You know what I'm saying? Not coming from my mom, thank God, but I could feel him in some situations, man. So shout out to him, man. That is sad. It's very sad. He said Infinity War, like, you feel me? That thing was MCU Infinity War long, man. I'm talking about Infinity War, Endgame, all that type, bro. It was crazy. Now it was worth the watch. Yeah, I needed. Yeah. The Shannon Sharp one was worth the watch. I'm just saying I didn't know it was gonna be 3 hours. If I saw it 3 hours before I watched it, I would have never clicked on it. I'm not gonna lie. So it's a blessing that I didn't look at the time because I wouldn't have watched. I'm not saying it wasn't good. It's just I ain't know. I ain't know it was gonna be that long. Obviously, it was good enough. I watched it still, but. Yeah, well, I wouldn't have watched it if I knew it was that long. Yeah, I can't watch Shannon in those tights for 3 hours. I'll check the clips. It's crazy. We got Oster in the building. Big member in the building, man. But yeah, I agree with Irony, man. That is sad for real, man. Coming from your mom, Dukes, man. I don't even care. Even if you know, if someone's not in your life like that, you know, like I said, I didn't finish the interview, so I don't know the situation. It still sucks. You know what I'm saying? His mom battled addiction and a lot of things because of a lot of trauma. Right, exactly, of him. But that's still his mom at the end of the day. Exactly. That's why I don't get into that because, you know, I may not get along with some of my family or some of my close friends, but that don't mean I'm going to let somebody disrespect them in my presence just because we not vibing that day or we not vibing in that moment. That's still somebody I love. So I don't even overstep those boundaries. But let's keep it going, man. We going to move on, man. We got news from the Christian and Billy camp, man. Shout out to Air Canada. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Canada, the home of the Maple Leaf. You know what I'm talking about? And Christian and Billy, man, he's been rumored to face Masij Sulecki. And I know a lot of you were like, who the heck is Masij Sulecki? I say that name in the middle of the mall, and the only appropriate response I will get is this.
Who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that? You know damn well who I am. Who the fuck is that?
And Masij Sulecki, he's a veteran fighter. And I'm sure that you saw at least one of his fights in his most recent fight. Well, no, not his most recent fight, but his most recent fight he won. He had to bounce back, but his second to last fight was against Diego Pacheco. And Diego Pacheco was the first person to stop the veteran. Not the first person to beat him, but the first person to stop him. So he's a solid fighter. He's been in the ring with some good guys, former champions. And he's about to fight Christian and Billy. Irony says, well said, Doc. I appreciate it, bro. Big salute to you, Irony. Thank you, brother. Christian and Billy is scheduled to fight Masij Sulecki on June 27th. And I don't really like it, man. I don't really get excited about this because, like I said, he just fought Diego Pacheco. Yes, he had a bounce-back tune-up win, but now he's about to fight another young bull in Christian and Billy. It's like, how interested are we really in that fight? You know, I'm not saying he's a gimme win because we saw Christian and Billy hurt his arm, and so did Sergey Derevyanchenko. He hurt his arm during their fight, and Christian and Billy didn't look that good, but obviously he was good enough to win. But it's just like, even if he blows out Sulecki or he struggles with Sulecki, it's still not going to really do anything to move the needle for me, you know? And I'm not going to lie. I don't blame Christian and Billy. I blame Diego Pacheco because those of you that's been rocking with this channel, you know that we talked about this plenty of times is Diego Pacheco last month pulled out of the negotiations, I should say, with Christian and Billy. And it'll be okay if that was the first time, but it's the second time it happened. So I'm not saying that it's because Diego Pacheco is scared. I'm not advocating that he's a coward or he's ducking. But what I'm saying is that we know it's not Christian and Billy. You know what I'm saying? So whatever reason the negotiations fall apart, we know it's not Christian and Billy's side that's to blame the most. Now, of course, it could be financial things and stuff like that. But both the times it's always been framed as Diego Pacheco removes himself out of the negotiation. So maybe they're not getting enough money or getting compensated as much as they like, or maybe they get a new offer late from somebody else that they consider being better. But Eddie Hearn, matchroom fighter with Diego Pacheco, he pulled out of this. Pulled out the fight with Christian and Billy. He has a fight lined up. I can't remember who he's fighting. Instead of Christian and Billy, and now Christian and Billy's fighting Masage Sulecki. So I don't really like it. Like I said, I kind of blame Pacheco a little more, but I mean, it's still an interesting fight. Keep them busy, and it's gonna get them in a better position, which is the same position to fight Saul Canelo Alvarez, which is everybody's goal, right? The face of boxing. So we'll see how it goes, man. Who up is that guy? Shout out to Dub. So we'll see how it goes, man. And Billy is the one that catch that 1-1-1 right with one arm, the one arm 1-1-1. So and Billy, I'm not really too excited. I can't remember who Diego Pacheco's supposed to be fighting, man. Let me look it up real quick. I forgot. He's supposed to be fighting somebody. I just don't remember who it is, man. It was rumored who he was fighting. I just can't remember who the heck it is. Oh yeah, he's supposed to be fighting Trevor McCumbee, which I'm interested in that fight, but I was still, even with Trevor McCumbee, I'd rather Trevor McCumbee fight Masage Sulecki, and then you know what I'm saying, and then what's the name fight, and then Diego Pacheco and Christian and Billy fight. But I'm not mad at the Trevor McCumbee fight because he did perform and there's no moral victories in boxing really, but if there was one, I think Trevor McCumbee would get it, right? He was undefeated and he fought Caleb Sweethand's plan. He put up a good demonstration of himself, a good representation of himself, during that fight up until he lost, right? He knocked Caleb Plant down a couple of times. He has power. So I think that him and Diego Pacheco is a good fight, but still, his last fight was his first loss against Caleb Plant. So the fact that he's coming off of a loss, his first loss, suffering that, and then jumping into a fight with Diego Pacheco, I'd much rather him do like Masage Sulecki did and get a tune-up and then fight a Diego Pacheco. Hell, Trevor McCumbee versus Masage Sulecki, that'd be a good fight. And then let Pacheco and Billy fight each other, but it is what it is. We'll see how it goes, man. 168, it's not too deep anyway, so it's not that big of a deal, but I would rather see Pacheco and Christian and Billy or something else. But out of those two fights, though, I'm more interested in Diego Pacheco versus Trevor McCumbee than I am with Christian and Billy versus Masage Sulecki. I will say that. I will say that. He said if that was a snack fighter, they say he was cycling a duck. Okay, so I'll just say Diego ain't get his new memo pack. That's what. Hey, I'm not mad at it. Hey, if you said Diego Pacheco was ducking Christian and Billy, you ain't gonna get no fight from me. You ain't gonna get no fight out of me. I'm just not gonna say that because, like I said, I don't really like to frame fighters as ducks too much, but if you do it blatantly like Kid Austin or Zepeda or something like that, then I'm gonna call it out. But sometimes negotiations do fail. That's natural, but it just seems like you said, Ty, 2 times, and both times, according to reports, is Diego Pacheco's team that pulls out of the negotiations. Then it seems like it's Diego Pacheco who's at fault, or at least more fault than Christian and Billy. But like I said, man, it's decent fights. We'll see how it goes, man. Moving on to other rumored fights, man. We got Derek War Chisora. He's officially ordered to fight Daniel Dubois, which we already knew, right? He's supposed to fight Triple D, Daniel Dynamite Dubois, right? We already knew he was supposed to fight him, but now he's officially ordered by the IBF. And I don't like this fight, man. But the good thing about this is that Dubois does not have to fight him immediately, right? Dubois still has the opportunity, even though it's ordered by the IBF. He's the IBF champion, and they're pretty strict with enforcing their rules and making sure fighters adhere to the rules. He has the opportunity to still go for the unification, because the unification, which will be for undisputed against Alexander Usyk, that takes precedent over the IBF mandatory for Derek Chisora. So he's in the process of putting forward a motion, Usyk and Dubois, to really overcome. They really sent the petition to the WBO to I guess sidestep Joseph Parker again, because he's a WBO interim champion, and I think it's going to be granted. I dropped this video a couple weeks ago, right, or maybe last week, and so I fully expect the undisputed fight between Usyk and Daniel Dubois to go forward. But then after that, if Dubois wins, he'll have to revisit that and double back and go fight Derek Chisora. Or if Usyk wins, then we might get Usyk versus Chisora. I don't really care for that fight. No disrespect to Derek Chisora, but I think the war, he fought a lot of battles, and I think the war is pretty much over. At least it should be. So, I think that he loses to Daniel Dubois, loses to Usyk. He loses to any good contender, especially if they're a champion, a good contender or champion in the heavyweight division. I mean, he's older, man. He's not old in life, but like I said, he's old on God's green earth, because I think he's like 43.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
43 years old with like 50 fights. I think he has 49 fights. Yeah, he has 49 fights, and this fight will be his 50th. So, you know, shout out to Derek Warchisora. Had a great career, very entertaining fighter. But, you know, he took a couple of L's and took a couple beatings, you know, and I think that, man, I don't know, man. He's a tough guy. He takes a lot of punches, but, man, I don't know. Hopefully he does well, man. That's a guy I do not want to see 10 years from now. You know, good Lord willing, I'm still breathing and he's still breathing. I just have I have a fear for the worst, man, because he takes a lot of shots, man, and he's still going. So we'll see how it goes, man. Usyk versus Sora, come on, Doc, you kidding, right? Nah, that'll be it, because he's a mandatory. Irony, that's how it works. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I'm advocating for that, but that's what it would be. What you mean? If Usyk beats Dubois, the mandatory doesn't go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Derek Chisora is the mandatory right now for the IBF. So if Usyk and Dubois don't fight, it's because Dubois would be fighting his mandatory in Chisora, and Usyk would be fighting his mandatory in Joseph Parker for the WBO. You know, so the only way that can be bypassed is if the petition for the WBO goes through and allows the undisputed unification match to happen. And then, you know, like I said, the IBF already announced that they'll let the undisputed fight take precedent over the mandatory. But then if Dubois wins, he'll have to revisit his mandatory and Derek Chisora. And if Usyk wins, then he inherits the mandatory, you know what I'm saying, for Derek Chisora. So either way, Derek Chisora is either getting Daniel Dubois or Usyk, even if he doesn't happen immediately, you know. Now, unless he removes himself from that position, you know, and he changes his mind and pursues somebody else, then he won't. But if he wants those fights, which I think he does, because he's been, though, remember after he beat who was it, Joe Joyce, he pulled out those cards, right? And who were the three people that he wanted? He pulled out a card that had Anthony Joshua's face on it, another card had Usyk's face on it, and another card had Daniel Dubois' face on it. Well, two of the three are very realistic for him to fight, and Dubois and Usyk. And I think that with Anthony Joshua still remaining, from where I sit, he's still the cash cow. I think that maybe Anthony Joshua could persuade him to go that route, but because that'll be more lucrative. But nah, he said he wants a title shot, and that's where it goes through. So we'll see how it goes. Cabello deserves an Usyk fight. Well, we're not talking about what I don't disagree. We're not talking about who deserves. We're talking about the rankings and the orders right now. You know, I shout out to Ajit. Ajit is legit. He deserves it, but we're not talking about who should be next. We talking about who is next. You know what I'm saying? You know, yeah, we talking about what has been ordered and what the rankings, and you know what I'm saying, how it would go as far as hierarchy of priority goes. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. Derek Chisora, he's up there on the priority list. You feel me? Yo, shout out to my guy Thomas Hill in the building. What's good? You know, but yeah, I definitely agree with you, Irony. I'd much rather see Cabello versus Usyk. Of course, I'd rather see Cabello versus Dubois. I'd rather see Cabello versus Joseph Parker. I'd rather see Usyk versus Cabello or Dubois. Really, what I want to see in the heavyweight, the next fight I want to see, if it was up to me, I'd rather see Usyk and Dubois for undisputed. You know. But there's a lot of fights that I want to see that do not involve Derek Chisora at all. No disrespect to him, but you know, we all saw the fight with him and Joe Joyce. You know, and who wants to see that again? He definitely don't. Yeah, facts, Ty. Yes, sir. We got Thomas Hill in the building. Yeah, but yeah, I agree with you, Irony. Please don't get it twisted. I definitely agree with you, my brother. You know, but yeah, let's move on from that, man. Like I said, it is good. Like I said, it is good that the undisputed will take precedent. You know, that'd be good. You know, so I'm glad that they made that provision for him, for the champions. But like I said, I'm still a little worried that they even made Derek Chisora or approved Derek Chisora as an IBF mandatory. But I mean, hey, man, he's fighting. He might as well get the most bang for his buck. So you could look at it as it may not seem, it seems like they're setting him up for slaughter, but you could say that, hey, maybe they're putting him in position to get a big money fight, you know, for his last hoorah, you know. So I don't know. But ain't no point in getting money if you can't enjoy it, right? Oscar said Bacoli got the two ducks, one from Germany, one from China. Yeah, Zhang and Bacoli. It's crazy. Shout out to Big Bang Zhang. Shout out to, I said Zhang and Bacoli. Zhang and Cabello, I mean. Shout out to Big Bang Zhang representing China and Ajit Cabello representing Germany. But next up, man, I want to talk about Gary Antar Russell, man. Slim Reaper in the building. What up? Gary Antar Russell, man, the newly crowned king, the newly crowned champion, to join the rest of the three champions at 140, right? Is Gary Antar Russell. He has the WBA belt. Alberto Puella has the WBC. Teofimo has the WBO. And Richard Sanchez has the IBF, man. So those are the four kings of the 140-pound division. Super lightweight or junior welterweight, however you want to look at it. We have a new development there, man. Gary Antar Russell has already been ordered by the WBA, right? You know, the WBA been going crazy with the orders lately, you know what I'm saying? And making all these new declarations about new belts and all this other stuff. You know, we already talked about that with what they did, what they're doing with the WBA world belt at 147 with Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero, which is crazy, you know. But anyway, WBA strikes again, and they ordered Hiroka, right? Shout out to my guy Oscar. He put me on game this morning for the morning show. Don't forget to smack that like button, y'all, if you haven't done so already. Yeah, Andy Hiroka is a good fighter, man. I've been looking forward to seeing the Ghanaian Japanese fighter. You know, he's I think his father's Ghanaian and his mother Japanese. So I would love to see that contender get a title shot, man. He's undefeated, and I think this is great, man. I have no problem with this fight being ordered. I love this fight. I really like Andy Hiroka, man. This is a tough fight, though. You know, this is a very tough fight for Andy Hiroka. Hey, and it's not no easy fight for Gary Anton Russell either, because I think Andy Hiroka, it might be a little, I ain't gonna say underrated. I just say he's just unknown, which kind of makes him underrated. But Jin Sasaki, the guy we're talking about, Brian Norman, could possibly be traveling to Japan to fight, right, at 147. Jin Sasaki, he's a good fighter, offensively gifted fighter, doesn't really have too much defense. He really blocks with his face. He suffered one defeat out of all his fights, and that one blemish came by way of Andy Hiroka. So Andy Hiroka, his most notable win is probably Ishmael Barroso, but Jin Sasaki you could argue Jin Sasaki should probably be it as well. So he stopped Jin Sasaki, I believe, in the 11th round of their fight, or 10th or 11th round, I believe. And so, you know, he's a formidable guy, but that was at 140. So we'll see how it goes, man. I think it's a great fight. You know, it would be dope, man. It would be dope if Brian Norman and Jin Sasaki and Andy Hiroka, Gary Anton Russell could be on the same card in Japan. That'd be dope, but I don't think that'll happen because that would be PBC, and I don't even know who Andy Hiroka's with, to be honest. And then it'll be I'm assuming he's affiliated with PBC somehow, but I'm not sure. Actually, yeah, I don't know who he's signed with. And then of course most importantly, Brian Norman and just is with Top Rank, so I don't think that they'll make a joint card like that. But you never know, man. You know, Top Rank and PBC, they've been, you know, communicating a little more. You know what I'm saying? Matchroom and PBC been communicating a little more. Matchroom and Top Rank been communicating a little more. You know what I'm saying? That's the Big Turk effect. You got people trying to form allegiances and come together and assemble like the Avengers. You know what I'm saying? That's why competition is always good. I don't care what anybody says, like or hate, hate or love, like or dislike Turkey Al Sheikh. At least he's making stuff move. You know what I'm saying? In the boxing world. So I love it, man. And I think it's the perfect time to also talk about, we could transition into Brian Norman. But before we do, though, Gary Anton Russell has 120 days to fight, what's his name? Andy Hiroka, right? And that's a standard for WBA too. The WBA gives you 120 days or essentially 4 months, right? It gives you 4 months to fight your mandatory after winning the belt, you know, to defend it, right? And so since they ordered Andy Hiroka, Gary Anton Russell has 120 days from when he won the belt to fight Andy Hiroka. And I think that's going to be next, man. That's pretty much the WBA standard. So 4 months from when you win the belt, you have, according to the WBA, to defend it. So we'll see, man. I think that's a great fight, man. I got Gary Anton Russell, but I think Andy Hiroka is going to put up a good fight, man. And I'll think about it more often. You know, I'm gonna watch more of Andy Hiroka's fights. I'm gonna look more closer to assess Gary Anton Russell. But I think Gary Anton Russell is just gonna be a little bit too much for him. However, like I said, Jin Sasaki has a high-powered offense as well, just like Gary Anton Russell. I think Gary Anton Russell is more refined, of course, but I think Gary Anton Russell is known for having mental lapses in the ring, even though he displayed none of that against Rayo Valenzuela, the Lightning. You know, Gary Anton Russell went crazy against Rayo, you know, washed him on the way to victory. But, you know, sometimes he does have mental lapses, like he did against Alberto Puello, where he lost. And then he had that fight where he had some rough spots against Rances Bartholomew. So I think Andy Hiroka could take advantage of those little lulls in the action or mental lapses. So we'll see how it goes, man. I think because Andy Hiroka is a sharp fighter now. You know, he looks good, very methodical, and you could say even like, I don't want to say robotic, like in a bad way, like he's stiff, but I'm saying like he's just so methodical and he's so pinpoint, you know what I'm saying? He moves like a well-oiled machine is what I'm saying. Not robotic, but like a well-oiled machine. So I like Andy Hiroka from what I've seen of him. I've seen 3 fights. I'm going to see a little more. And I think that's a good fight, man. And I'm transitioning on, staying on the Japan tip. Let's move to Norman and Sasaki. Brian Norman and Jin Sasaki, man. That is set for June 19th Ew, I think this is a good fight, man. Like I said, there's always things to get mad about, right? And the frustrating part about this is because Brian Norman Sr. has been talking crazy about Boots, in regards to wanting to fight with Boots. He even went as far as to say that, hey man, Boots, if you beat Stanionis and you don't fight my son next, then brother,
Nigga, you's a bitch.
that's what he said. That's what Brian Norman Sr. said. So my question, by that logic, using that same logic, then that means by deduction that if Brian Norman doesn't fight Boots next or try to fight him next, does that mean that Brian Norman's a bitch? So that's why sometimes when you're talking, it's cool to talk, but sometimes you got to slow down, little buddy. And sometimes don't even just slow down. Just completely do what The Rock says.
Shut up, bitch.
Sometimes you just got to be quiet. You know what I'm saying? So, because now you look very hypocritical, so by default, you kind of calling your son a bitch because he's obviously entertaining the Jin Sasaki fight. But I do love it though, because I think that I don't think he's ducking Boots anyway, but I do think that if you're gonna make declarations like that, then you have to at least practice what you preach. You know what I'm saying? You can't call somebody out their name for not fighting you next and make it seem like, oh, you can't understand why they wouldn't fight you next if they're entertaining other fights or other agreements, but then you go and entertain other fights after you win. It just sounds very hypocritical. The hypocrisy is real. And I like Brian Norman Jr. too, and his team, and I like Boots as well. I have no horse in the race, but just being objectively speaking, that just looks kind of corny, to be nice, but anyway, I think the Jin Sasaki fight is great, especially if you go fight in Japan, and the way Jin Sasaki challenged him was dope. He's on like a 7-fight win streak. Like I said, Jin Sasaki only has one blemish. He's a top-rated contender for the WBO belt, which is a sanctioned body of which Brian Norman is a champion. And he's on like a 7-fight win streak, and the fight that interrupted his win streak was a draw. You know what I'm saying? So he has like a 7-fight win streak, a draw, then he has like a win or two, and then he has that loss to Eddie Hiroka, which is his one and only blemish. But I think it's a good fight. Like I said, I think Brian Norman wins because Brian Norman is a strong guy, and like I said, Jin Sasaki, he blocks with his face. He's an entertaining guy. He's fun to watch, high-powered offense, but he's very susceptible to getting hit. And I like Jin Sasaki. I like Brian Norman to be able to take a Jin Sasaki punch more than I like Jin Sasaki to take a Brian Norman punch. But I think this fight is great, man. Like I said, man, it's supposed to be happening in June 29th. But I want to show you this real quick. June 19th, excuse me. I want to show you this right quick. So after this was announced, right? Representative named Carl Moretti for Top Rank. He's let me show you real quick. Give me a second. Let me pull it up. He's the vice president of boxing operations, Carl Moretti. He came out and said this on one of the people that brunch boxing. He's one of the people that announced it. One of the many people that announced the fight. He came out and said, "Oh, please send a copy. Please send me a copy for our files." So I guess he's insinuating that the fight is not happening, that he's not aware of the fight. Like this is premature news, and I don't mind this, but he didn't deny it though, right? So it's like, you're kind of fake denying it. So it's like you're saying something is fake news with the fake denial, right? So it just doesn't seem like you're too convincing, bro. It seems like you're more mad that, not necessarily that they announced it, that is fake. You're just mad that they announced it before you did. Like you're calling something fake news with a fake denial.
If you out here getting fake vagina over your fake jury, reality is reality.
It just seems like he's just kind of bitter that it was announced already. I think the fight's gonna happen because usually, like I said, I always check my sources, and I always cite other sources. I never just check one source. I always check multiple. You know what I'm saying? And there's been multiple sources, some reputable, some not so reputable, that have said the same thing, and they all didn't come from this brunch boxing person. So shout out to them, and I think that this fight will happen next. And I've even seen from a post from what's it called? I can't remember Jin Sasaki's management team, but they mentioned something about this being in discussions as well, and it's close to being finalized. So I don't even know why this guy came out and tried to deny it. Sometimes these guys have egos and stuff like that. They be wanting to announce stuff first, but this is boxing, man. Sometimes y'all take too long, man. People be on it, man. They got their sources. Wait till I get me some inside sources, boy. Y'all gonna be in trouble. Everything I see is just because for me, my due diligence, me being meticulous. But wait till I get me a top ranked source, you know what I'm saying? Or a Golden Boy source, or a PBC source, or a Matchroom source, boy. Y'all gonna be in trouble. I'm gonna let y'all know who fighting in 2028. You know what I'm talking about? And you know, boxing's so corrupt, they probably got to schedule the fighters who's fighting in 2028 for each belt, you know, because you know they be fixing fights. Guys, dang. You know what I'm saying? Let me get a Queensberry source. Boy, y'all gonna be in trouble, boy. Isaiah, what's good, man? He said, 2 negative makes a positive mentality. There you go, Oscar. Exactly. I'm getting real turned off by Norman, but we'll see. Ooh, why you say that? Why you say that, Irony? Talk to me. He said, Oscar says, Sasaki, teriyaki, go and drink some sake. Norman in 5. Yeah, I got Norman as well, man. But I think going to Japan is just going to raise his profile. Like I said, you know, you have your hardcore boxing fans like myself, like Oscar, like those of you that wake up with me when we were watching a pulse, not wake up with me, not along, like, you know, at the same time as me. You know what I'm saying? No Diddy. That's crazy. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
No Diddy.
But those of you that wake up at the same time as me, especially when we go live to watch the fights in Japan or the fights in Saudi Arabia, or the fights in Australia, really those are the early ones on a Tuesday, you know what I'm saying, in the crack of dawn while you're yawning, you know what I'm saying, early in the morning, you know, we're going to watch boxing regardless. But, you know, there's people that won't wake up and watch Naoya Inoue or Junta Nakatani at 4 in the morning on a Tuesday. And likewise in Japan, you know, when our fights are scheduled for a Brian Norman fight, they're probably not going to wake up early to watch a Brian Norman. But now if you go over to foreign soil or go somewhere else where there is a big difference in time zones, then it just exposes you to a whole nother audience, man. And maybe some people will wake up and watch you, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I think it's dope that Naoya Inoue came over here, not because, oh, it's a money thing or he needs the money. No, he's an economy in himself, right? He makes all the money that you could dream of in Japan. That's his market. But in order to build your exposure and raise your profile even more, it's cool that I don't have to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning to watch Naoya Inoue. I could wake up at a reasonable time and watch him, you know what I'm saying, at 7 p.m., you know, like most fights. So I think it's always good for exposure. And then not to mention Norman's probably going to get one of the biggest, probably the biggest payday according to reports, you know, which I don't really care about the pocket watching, but I think that's dope. He's going to get, like, according to reports, get like upwards of $1 million for this fight. So this is just going to give him more leverage for when him and Boots fight, or him and Barrios fight for unifications, you know what I'm saying? And hopefully undisputed at 147. So yeah, Carl Moretti fake denied it, who's a vice president of boxing operations for Top Rank. But I definitely think this fight is going to happen because all signs and breadcrumbs are leading from Brian Norman to Jin Sasaki in Japan. So I think it's dope, man. He said, Jonathan Ramirez says, look at what happened with Haney versus Shakur. Now we would never see it happen. There are 2 weight classes apart. Shakur already stated 140 will be his limit. Shakur could have been 135 pounds undisputed. I like to see some more movement at 135. I already said his dumbass dad said Boots perf was regular. I mean, seriously. Boots performance was regular. Oh, you know they just talk. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, he talking about, yeah. When I saw him say that Boots' performance was regular against Stanionis, I said the same thing as you. I said, you dumbass. Yeah, I mean, there's talking, but you can give people credit, you know. That's why, you know, I was watching that Terrence Crawford interview, and no matter what him and Tank go through, he still called Tank a good fighter. So I always respect that. You know, we all have our preferences and our opinions and stuff like that. And people do stuff that you disagree with, and you could deny it and shoot it down, but at the same time, you could still remain some level of objectivity. There was nothing regular about that performance from Boost. That Boost performance against an undefeated champion in Stanionis was fire. And I'm not saying Brian Norman doesn't beat Stanionis, but I highly doubt Brian Norman beats Stanionis like that. And I think Brian Norman and Boots is a good fight. I don't know who wins between them two. I would lean towards Boots because to me, he's definitively the best. And that's what it means when you are unified. He has 2 belts. He has the most belts in that division. So I think that he is the best by default. However, I think that's a pretty good fight. But I will say that styles do make fights, and I don't think Brian Norman's style sees him dominate Stanionis like that. I'm not saying he doesn't beat Stanionis. I don't know who wins. I think it's a good fight. I think it's a very good fight. But I know he doesn't. Even if he beats him, I feel like I know. You know, I don't have a crystal ball or nothing, but I feel like I know he doesn't beat Stanionis in the same fashion as Boots, in my personal opinion. Shout out to my guy Isaiah, man, dropping that bread, that cheese, that butter. He says, I heard Inoue been... This man put Inoue on the eggs, bro. Come on, bro. This man done put Inoue on the eggs and the juice.
We do not let people who are on the juice discuss real athletes. That's all.
Come on, bro. That's what we doing, bro. They did say Japan don't care about them roids now. You know, that's what they say. But nah, JBC don't play because Louis Neary was banned you know what I'm saying, for cheating Yamanaka some years ago, and then his indefinite ban was uplifted for Dai anyway to put the pause on him. You know what I'm saying? So JBC does take that stuff seriously, but it is different, right? So that's why boxing is so hard to regulate, because there's so many different sanctioning bodies, so many different commissions. So, you know, you have the New York State Athletic Commission, you got the British Board of Boxing Control, or British Boxing Board of Control, the BBBFC in England. You got the JBC in Japan Boxing Commission. You know what I'm saying? You got the New York State Athletic Commission. You got you know what I'm saying? There's so many different things, and they don't all work together to make sure there's consistency in their rules and stuff like that, man. And you know, so I don't know, man. There's little loopholes here, little loopholes there, and you know, I have heard that before. Am I gonna confirm it? I'm not gonna confirm it, but I'm definitely not gonna deny it, because I'm not over there. But I don't think anybody is cheated. You know what I'm saying? Until you get caught. But now, if you do get caught, then I'm gonna say you cheated. You know, that's the difference between me and most. You know. It's so funny, we speculate some people are cheating and never been caught cheating, but the person who gets caught cheating, we're in denial about them cheating. It's crazy. But yeah, so I think it is funny though. I have heard that before though, Isaiah. You're not the first person I heard that before. I just don't, I'm not gonna put that on Naya anyway, man. You know, it is what it is. But yeah, man. So I think this is good for Brian Norman to go to fight Jin Sasaki for a title defense in Japan, man. Like, it's gonna build your exposure, and that's always good for boxing, especially in the welterweight division, right? Welterweight division is really slim pickings right now, right? It's very top heavy. Outside of Boots, Barrios, and Norman, even Stanionis, he was the least popular champion, right? As far as his celebrity goes or his profile goes. Not saying that familiarity does not equate to being good, and lack of familiarity does not equate to being bad. But I'm just saying, as far as popularity standpoint, there's not really many people at 147 that you can point to and be like, okay, he's a future star in boxing, or that, okay, that's going to really pique my interest in 147. The only person that's really doing that is Boots, and Brian Norman's on his way, and I think this will help, right? But outside of that, you know, Barrios, he has his name because he has the most longevity at the 147-pound division. He's most decorated. He's been in there with guys like Keith Thurman and Gervonta Tank Davis, even though he came up short. And then, not to mention, he beat Ugas. You know, after Ugas, his most notable win is Manny Pacquiao, right? So Mario Barrios is known as well. But other than that, you know, do you think anybody knows Shakram Giyashov? No, he's a high contender, right? Jin Sasaki, people don't know him. He's a highly rated contender. Who else? And Montes Stanionis, like I said, Karen Chukadzan, nobody really knows 147. So it's just lacking depth right now. But I think this will help, you know, it'll pique the interest. So I like this move. You know what I'm saying? Do I like it because of the trash he's been talking? I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Makes it look a little shaky, baby. But other than that, I like the move. Shout out to my guy Isaiah dropping that bread, that cheese, that butter.
These biscuits.
He said, shout out to my boy Ryan. He a clean fighter. Facts. Facts. Naya Inouye's dirty. Berturbia's dirty. And Terrence Crawford's dirty. But Ryan Garcia, oh, he clean as a whistle.
We do not let people who are
Facts.
on the juice discuss real athletes. That's all.
Facts, Isaiah. Big facts. Big facts. Wild Boots be capping at this point. In my opinion, it's clearly Norman. Nah, it's not about capping. It's not about capping. It's about, from, in my opinion, it's not about somebody lying. It's just about that I don't think either side is really, and I'm not saying it's Boots, it could be Eddie Hearn. Like, right, we historically speaking, we've seen it, right? Barrios said that they would be willing to fight Boots, but the price tag didn't meet their price point. Bob Santos, who's the trainer of Barrios, he came out and said that explicitly, right? I can show you that on the video in this interview. Brian Norman, he famously came out and said that, hey, man, you know, they didn't give us the right amount of money to match our valuation, right? They're $500K off, right? He was very open in saying that. I think he was wrong to disclose that, because that's why he got more pushback. I think it backfired, but he was trying to be open, and, you know, and people weren't trying to hear it, because now people, all of a sudden, everybody's a financial advisor and they're qualified to tell somebody how much they should be compensated for doing their job, whatever. All off of YouTube too, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, whatever. But yeah, so then, you know, so basically, he said the same thing as Barrios. They're not getting enough money. And Stanionis, he said it not once but twice. That's documented as well. He said that he wasn't offered enough money to fight Boots. You know, and then it finally happened. He was offered more money than Norman Jr. was, right? That's documented. We know this. So I'm not saying it's Boots' fault. I'm not saying it's Norman's fault. I'm not saying it's Eddie Hearn's fault. I don't really care. But the point of what I'm saying is that it's okay not to make an agreement. I'm not saying that anybody's lying. I personally don't think Brian Norman's afraid to fight Boots. I definitely don't think Boots is afraid to fight anybody. I would say, objectively speaking, that Boots seems like he wants to fight the other champions more. But at the same time, too, it's important that you get compensated and both parties are happy. That's why you go in negotiations. You're going to make some sacrifices. They're going to make some sacrifices. And hopefully you both find a compromise that leaves you both relatively happy to make the fight proceed. You know what I'm saying? But if not, then it is what it is. Well, I don't want to say somebody's capping, but I do think that, like you said, with the part I do agree with you, is the fact that the father, Brian Norman Sr., coming out talking about, oh, Boots don't fight his next, you's a bitch. But then you turn around and you entertain Jin Sasaki. That is very hypocritical, to say the least. You know what I'm saying? That's a part that I can't defend, you know. But it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? So moving forward, man, I want to move forward from that. There was something else I wanted to talk about. Let me check my notes real quick. My notes. The meat and potatoes. The main topic, man. We got Conor Benn coming out here. Well, Nigel Benn, who's Conor Benn's father, right? Conor Benn will be fighting Chris Eubank this weekend. And, man, he got some good news, man. Good news for Canelo, and good news for Terrence Crawford, and good news for Conor Benn, and bad news for Chris Eubank. According to reports, specifically Nigel Benn said that Conor Benn stopped William Scull in the 8th. And I know when I say William Scull, you probably wondering this.
Who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that?
That's a fair question.
You know damn well who I am. Who the fuck is that?
A lot of people don't know William Scull, but you know me, I do my thing, and you know I know who he is. William Scull is a Cuban fighter representing Germany, I believe. Cuban-born fighter who just recently became the IBF champion by beating Vladimir Shishkin. He's an undefeated fighter. I think he's a good fighter. But this is not good news. This does not bode well. According to reports, specifically Nigel Benn, he disclosed that William Scull was sparring Conor Benn, his son, and Conor Benn progressively turned up the heat and outpaced him. Now, to the point where he didn't want to come out for the 8th round, him being William Scull. Now, the reason why I think it's bad news for Chris Eubank is because William Scull, obviously, like I said, he's a champion, undefeated champion at 168. That means he's a bigger guy, right? And if Conor Benn could do that to a bigger guy, then he could probably do the same thing to a guy that's the same size as Chris Eubank. Now, the caveat with that is that, you know, William Scull, it is just sparring. You know, we don't take sparring. We take sparring with a grain of salt. William Scull could be injured. I don't think he is. William Scull could have been tired. I don't think he was. William Scull could have been working on something, or, you know, maybe he just didn't want to go no more. I don't know what the case is, but it's still just sparring. There's no real winners and losers in sparring. But I do think this is interesting because it lets you know that, hey, Canelo may have an easier time than I previously thought. Of course, I think Cinnamon's going to win. I think Cinnamon would bing, bom, boom him up regardless. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Cinnamon's in trouble of losing. I think you're going to put that beating on him, but, you know, it's still, I thought that William Scull would put up a good challenge, but not if you're getting stopped by Conor Benn. Now, I will say this, though. Conor Benn is a smaller guy, so he's going to pick up the pace, and that is giving you a different look. I don't think Canelo's going to fight at the high pace of a smaller guy like Conor Benn, you know what I'm saying? I don't think Canelo's as athletic, and he doesn't approach the game like that. He's more methodical in his approach and more of a pressure fighter. But, you know, it just makes me feel like, okay, even if he could wear you out in any capacity, Canelo gonna definitely wear you out. You know what I'm saying? So I think that is good news for Terrence Crawford, because that means that Canelo would for sure get that 4th belt and reclaim undisputed. And now his fight, for his history-making fight, as he pursues history against Cinnamon, it'll be for undisputed, and he could potentially be undisputed in the 3rd weight class at 168, you know, if he wins. But I don't think he wins. I think Canelo wins, but I think it's still a good fight, man. Now, I will say this, though. Like I said, I don't know if it should have been disclosed, but we do know that they were actually sparring, because we've seen pictures of Conor Benn and William Scull in sparring gear, and we know that he was a sparring partner for Conor Benn as he prepared for Chris Eubank. So that's all that is true, you know. Now, I don't really like people, whether it's the father or a reporter or whatever it is, or a sparring partner, or just people that were observing. I don't really like when the sparring stories get out. You know what I'm saying? That's why I always saluted Liam Paro. That's one of the reasons, one of the many reasons why I like Liam Paro, because Liam Parr was asked about his sparring with Devin Haney and Shakur and some others, and he was like, you know, what happens in sparring stays in sparring. I think that should be how it is. You know, sparring should be just like Vegas. When you're in the gym getting work in, you don't really run out there to tell stories, man. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. What happens in sparring stays in sparring. So I always respected that. But the fact that it did get out there, I do think it's true. I don't see Nigel Benn as a capper, and I don't see him as a liar. Could he not be telling the whole story? Maybe. Could he be embellishing a bit? Maybe. Maybe William Scull had a good reason not to come out for the 8th round. But it's still a little worrisome, you know what I'm saying? Now I will say this too. I think Eubank, who I have beating Conor Benn, is in trouble, because if you told me Conor Benn and William Scull were sparring, I wouldn't think that Conor Benn would stop him. You know, and I will say this too. I don't think Chris Eubank is a slick fighter. But from what I've seen of William Scull, I wouldn't say that Chris Eubank is slicker than William Scull. I'd say they're probably the same, but I would lean towards William Scull being slightly slicker, a more fluid boxer than Chris Eubank. So if he could touch up William Scull, I'm sure he could touch up Chris Eubank. But still, with that being said, I'm still going with Eubank, but it makes me think about that rehydration clause a little bit more now, because, you know, Chris Eubank has a rehydration limit that's going to affect him way more than it's going to affect Conor Benn. You know, Conor Benn's last 2 fights were at 154 and 150, you know, so it was above 147. So people saying, oh, he's a 147-pound fighter. I mean, his last 2 fights were at 150 and 154. So he's definitely fought higher than 147. He is coming up still to 160, but it's not that big of a gap as you would imagine a guy in Chris Eubank who was contemplating fighting Canelo in his last fight, right? You know, that was a rumor for him to fight Canelo. So the fact that he can't blow up, I think that limitation is going to hurt Chris Eubank a little more. But I'm still going with Chris Eubank. I think he's going to be able to manage it, but we'll see, man. You know, Chris Eubank been stopped before. He's been stopped by Liam Smith. And if you ask me, who do I think hits harder, PEDs or not, I think that Conor Benn probably hits harder than a Liam Smith. Now, Chris Eubank did get it back in blood. He did get it back and stop Liam Smith, I believe, in the 10th round. But that first time they fought, he lost, I believe, in the 3rd or the 4th round, something short. You know what I'm saying? So I think that is interesting, man. That's very interesting. We'll see how it goes, man. And in addition to that, Conor Benn, I watched the interview with Conor Benn. He's saying, hey, man, Chris Eubank is in trouble and it's not going the distance, you know, which they both have said is not going the distance. But after he said it's not going the distance, Conor Benn was asked about Boots, and he said he wants all the smoke. He said, yeah, Boots is a good fighter. He said, I want that next. You said what? You want Boots next?
Bullshit! Bullshit! Bullshit, 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 bullshit.
We don't believe you, Conor. We don't believe you. At least I don't believe you. I'm not saying that he wouldn't fight him under the right circumstances, but I don't believe Conor Benn really wants Boots next, man. I think he's just woofing because it sounds good, but I don't know, man. And if it does fight, I got Boots, man. I got Boots smoking Conor Benn, but we'll see, man. Let me catch up to some chats. He said exactly, people be looking too much into sparring for real, shows real ignorance. I agree, Irony. It's interesting, but I agree. I don't look too much into it, but it is interesting, you know. It is very interesting. He said why you biased? I'm Puerto Rican. He said if Serrano would start, oh, I'm not, he's talking about Serrano. He said, how does it end, Doc? You talking about Chris Eubank and Conor Benn? This is a tough one, man. I'm conflicted, bro. I got Eubank though. I got Eubank, and despite what people are saying, it's going to be by stoppage. I got Eubank by decision. I'm not sure if he stops Conor Benn, but I do think because Conor Benn was on PEDs and if he's clean now, I'm interested to see how he looks. You know, you could argue that we saw how he looked already against Peter Dobson and the guy he fought in addition to Peter Dobson. I can't remember his last 2 fights. Who was it? Peter Dobson and somebody else. Who was the last guy he fought? Who was the last guy Conor Benn fought, y'all? I don't remember. It was Peter Dobson, and I can't remember the other guy's name. Let me look it up real quick. Who was it? Yeah, Rodolfo Orozco. So he fought Rodolfo Orozco to decision, and he fought Peter Dobson to decision. And he looked okay. You know what I'm saying? He looked pretty decent. I mean, he didn't look the best, but you know, Chris Eubank, he actually stopped. Did Eubank stop his last fight? Shermeta, he did stop his last fighter. That was in I think that was in Saudi Arabia as well. So Chris Eubank looked pretty sharp the last time we saw him out. So I'm going with Chris Eubank by decision, man. Chris Eubank Jr. But we'll see how it goes, man. You know, that is a rivalry there, you know, between you know, starting with their fathers, Nigel Benn and Chris Eubank Sr. So we'll see if they can pick up where their fathers left off. You know, Chris Eubank and Nigel Benn, I think they're 1-0 1, right? Chris Eubank Sr. is 1-0-1 against Nigel Benn. He won the first one, then they had to draw the second one. So Chris Eubank Sr. is 1-0-1, and Nigel Benn is 0-1-1 against Chris Eubank Sr. So we'll see how it goes, man, how the sons take over for their fathers, man. But in addition to that, like I said, Ben calling out Boots, I'm not going, man. I don't believe it. What I think the play is, I think that Matchroom and Eddie Hearn are going to try to push Boots to 154. That's what I personally believe. I believe that they're going to try to push Boots to 154 and then open it up for guys like Conor Benn and others, man. We got pugilism in the building. What's good, bro? He said, damn, just got done with a 3-hour butt interview. I told you that thing was long, bro. 3 hours? Oh, my gosh. He said, Eubank Sr. better be in that corner. Man, I don't know, man. And that sucks, too, man. Shout out to the Eubanks. I don't know their situation. I don't know why they're upset with each other, but it is what it is. I do agree with Eubank, though, that I think the fight should happen, but it shouldn't happen under these circumstances. I think it should be a little more even. I'm not saying that there shouldn't be a rehydration clause, but I think it should be like, maybe they could have fought at, I don't know. Whatever. I don't know. I just think it should be a little bit more even. Maybe they could fight at 160 and then put like a rehydration clause of 175 or something like that. I don't know. But it just seems like it's stacked against Chris Eubank Jr., but he took the fight. And I think that, it is a good showdown. It has a lot of history, as far as England goes. And, hey, man, let's see how it goes, man. I think it's going to be decent, man. I think it's going to be decent. I got Chris Eubank. But if Conor Benn wins, I'm going to give him all the credit, Give him all the credit in the world, man. I'm going to give him all the credit in the world. But, yeah, that's about it right there, man. You could go ahead and join the Discord if you want to chop it up a little bit. I will open up the Discord shortly. Don't forget to smack that like button if you haven't done so already, and shout out to the members, man, big members, man. But yeah, I think the Eubank Senior stuff and the Eubank Junior stuff is kind of sad, hey, man, I don't know the situation. It's none of my business. Shout out to both of them, but you can tell Chris Eubank Jr. is he definitely wishes it wasn't like that. You could tell that he's definitely he doesn't like it, but I will say this, and this is not good by any means, but at least this is not the first time that he's dealing with this, right? Chris Eubank Jr., Chris Eubank Sr. have been going at it for a while, so it's not something that's unfamiliar for him to not have his father in his corner. So I will say that. At least it's nothing that he has to not get. It's not like something he has to familiarize himself with too much. So I'm not saying it doesn't put you at a disadvantage. Of course, if stuff weighs on you, especially if you're fighting the son of your father's former rival. It seems like it should be a family affair. It looks like it would be, and it should be a family affair. So of course it's going to get you a bit. You're going to see Conor Benn with his father in his corner. It's probably going to bother you a little bit, but Chris Eubank has been handling it well, Junior. And so let's see how it goes, man. Let's see how it goes. Let's be honest here. The only reason they fight is because of their last names. Nothing else. I agree with that. But people are interested, and I ain't gonna lie. At first I wasn't really interested. I was like, man, whatever. This is just another fight. But I ain't gonna lie, man. That egg slap sold me, bro. That's why it's important to have build-ups and stuff, man, because that all it took was a slap of the egg and I was sold. He slapped him in the face with that egg one time, had the yolk all over his chin. I said,
Damn. I'm sorry. Damn.
I said, yo, that sold me right there. Jonathan Ramirez was good. He says, is there a rematch clause in Ben versus Eubank? I don't know. I wouldn't think so. I think they mentioned it too, but I don't remember, to be honest. I don't think so. I don't think so, man. He slapped him and put the eggs on his face. Pause. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
No, did he?
Yeah, put the egg on him. Hey. That egg made it happen. Yeah, that egg made it happen for me, Irony. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. That was it for me, man. Hey, before I open up the Discord too, I want to talk about, man, shout out to Terrence Bud Crawford. When I watched that 3-hour interview, I had to get something out of it. But he was talking about Canelo, man, and bro, y'all know, man. I love when the fighters and the promoters say stuff that I say when they agree with me, bro, because I'm, I'm a thinker, baby. You feel me? So when I say something that gets validated or it gets repeated by one of these fighters or these respected fighters or a promoter or somebody around the fight game or a boxing aficionado, I just love it, bro. I eat that junk up. You know what I'm talking about? But Terrence Crawford was talking about cinnamon, and he was like, yeah, man. He said, which is good news and bad news, right? I think it's bad news for the people that were saying stuff like, oh yeah, Canelo's a one-dimensional fighter, all he does is have pressure, because if you were saying that like he's going to be easy work, Bud just shut that down. Bud said, I don't know why people keep saying that Canelo's an easy fighter, he's just a pressure fighter. He said, no, Canelo's a complete fighter. He said he's a counter puncher. He said he's a good body puncher. He said he cuts off the ring well. He has good reflexes. He said he has good power. He said he knows how to slip punches and take the sting off of punches. He said he has a great chin. And he said all these things about Canelo being a complete fighter. So everybody that thinks that, it's going to be an easy night for Bud, it just made you, even if you're going for Bud, it just made you seem kind of silly. But the reason why I say that's good, that's bad for the fans, but it's also good for the fans that pick Bud, is because Bud is taking him seriously. And Bud is a phenomenal fighter. Like I said, if he thinks he could do anything, I'm with him in that boxing ring, just like Alexander Usyk, just like Naia Inoue. These guys are phenomenal fighters. They have in common that they're two-time undisputed in two different weight divisions, and they're undefeated while doing it. So anything that whenever they step in the boxing ring, they always have a chance for me. I just personally believe that because Canelo is a complete fighter, I think that he's gonna, the size differential is gonna be too much. Even though they're similar in some dimensions, in the height dimension, where I think Terrence Bud Crawford is actually an inch taller, and his reach is longer. But I just think with Canelo having a larger frame and being accustomed to being at the higher weight division and competing at even higher 175, I think that that's gonna bode well for him. And I don't know if Terrence Crawford will be able to overcome that, and I think he might eventually succumb to the pressure and stuff from Saul Canelo Alvarez, in my personal opinion. But I just love the fact that he was like, yeah, man, he's a complete fighter. People that are talking about, oh yeah, he's just a one-dimensional power puncher, and that's it, pressure fighter. He said they don't know what they're talking about. I just love that, because I would expect that from Terrence Crawford, and just like I would expect Canelo to take him seriously as well. So these fighters, and you can't say that, oh, he's just saying that to make his win look better, because people were talking trash when he seemed to downplay Errol Spence, right? And I didn't think it was disrespectful. I think he was just making a comparison between Errol Spence's career and his own career, which Terrence Crawford does have a better career as far as accolades and achievements go. That's what I think. That's the angle he was coming from, the perspective he was coming from. But he was just bigging up Canelo, and I think that I think he's absolutely right. But anyway, we're gonna talk about it later, man. I think Cinnamon beats Terrence Crawford, but I think it's gonna be a good fight while it lasts. And it did make me worry a little bit, because I already knew Terrence Crawford's taking it seriously, but just to hear him say all that stuff is like, yeah, man, he could do everything, and that's how we're judging him. That's how we're gonna take him, and that's how we're gonna plan for this fight. So I was like, ooh, that boy gonna come prepared, man. So which I would expect nothing less. He's a phenomenal fighter, a consummate professional. So we'll see how it goes, man. Madrimov. He said 3 syllables, Madrimov. That's true. He is at 154, and he didn't look that great against Madrimov. But I think Madrimov and Canelo are, as I'm sure you know too, Thomas, they're completely different fighters. However, yeah, I think that was a telling sign as well, how things will go on 168. But man, Terrence Crawford, like I said, he's the type of person that he been through a lot as well, man, which we already knew. But that interview with Shannon Sharp just reminded me that dude's a beast, man. I always like Terrence Crawford. I was going for EJ. I ain't gonna lie. I like Errol Spence a little bit more, but I just appreciate both the fighters. I was so excited for that fight because it was two top dogs fighting each other, man. I wasn't like going for Errol Spence and like, oh, I hate Bud. I just thought Errol Spence was gonna edge it out, and I was completely wrong. I was wrong, completely wrong. But I don't understand how people can be mad at Terrence Crawford because he beat their favorite fighter. That's so weird to me. Like, I like Canelo. Canelo's my favorite fighter. If he fights David Benavidez and David Benavidez beats him, I'm not gonna be mad at David Benavidez. What type of shit is that? That shit is crazy. I never understood that mentality. Y'all know you believe in Bud. Narrative pivoting and paradigm shift. It's all playing out as expected. Biggest fight always been Canelo versus Bud. Talk to him, pugilism. Who was a dude that said Bud wouldn't last 3 rounds with Cinnamon? You talking about in the channel? You talking about Cito, man. Cito be talking. Cito funny, man. I just wish Bud was campaigning at least at 160 before the Canelo fight, so there's no excuses. I don't think there's any excuses, period. I mean, and I disagree with that notion, I don't think that you have to campaign that way. I mean, I feel you, Jonathan, but I don't think that there's any excuses, This is what he wants, is what he got, and of course, Canelo is not going to get as much credit for beating Bud as Bud would get for Canelo, but that's natural because Canelo's a bigger guy. It's like when Roy Jones fought John Ruiz. Should Roy Jones have campaigned at, I know he fought at 175 and stuff like that, but should he have campaigned at cruiserweight before jumping to heavyweight? Should he have fought a couple of guys that were contender levels before challenging John Ruiz? No, man. When you're great, you do great things, and this is part of his story of being great. That's part of the story, that he's jumping from 154 2 weight classes above. If you watch that interview, he said he didn't even want to stop at 154. He wanted to go from 147 to 168 because he said that's part of the challenge, and I feel him, and that's why I think it is worth watching, and it is intriguing. But when Canelo wins, or sorry, not win, if Canelo wins, I'm going to give Canelo credit as well because he's beating an all-time great fighter in Terence Crawford. And if Terence Crawford wins, he's going to get credit as well because he's beating an all-time great fighter in Saul Canelo Alvarez, you know? So I don't think there's no excuses. If anybody makes excuses, it's just because they either don't like Canelo or they don't like Terence Bud Crawford. Like, there's no excuses to be made. These are two great fighters, both taking chances. But, of course, the smaller guy's taking more of a chance because he's a smaller guy, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think that he has to campaign at 160. I feel like that'd take some of the intrigue off. I don't feel like, you know, Terence Crawford is a great fighter. He doesn't have to prove his worth. He's already proven, just like Canelo. Canelo doesn't have to prove his worth. Inoue doesn't have to prove his worth. Usyk doesn't have to prove his worth. Pacquiao, Floyd, all these guys that did feats like this or comparable feats, not the same feat, but comparable feats. You know, Roy Jones, they don't have to prove themselves. Their body of work already proved themselves. Their resume already proved himself. He wiped out 2 divisions. You know what I'm saying? Undisputed. That's what that means. He was undefeated while doing it. So if he wants to go fight Anthony Joshua, if Anthony Joshua accepts it, then let's watch it. You see what I'm saying? I think that's ridiculous. I'm just saying, you know, which I don't think that fight would ever happen. But my point is I'm saying that when you are great, you already proved yourself. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think he has to go clean out 154 first or fight at 160 first or go fight Janibek or Lara first. You have the champions at 160 or Carlos Adames or go then fight David Benavidez or Edgar Berlanga at 168. Nah, you go all the way in, man. You know, but some people like to dip their toe in the pool. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to go swimming. Let me dip my big toe in the shallow end. You know, let me walk in, get wet up until my knees, pause, and then jump in. Nah, bro. If you gonna go swimming, go ahead, go to the deep end and just dive in, bro. You gonna get wet anyway, man. Just take it all in, bro. You know what I'm talking about? Just get, you know, so just go ahead and just go in. Go all in. Yep. So yeah, if any, he said I meant excuses for the fans. Yeah, I mean, I know you're talking about the fans. That's what I said. If you're a fan and you're making excuses, it's either because you don't like Bud or you don't like Canelo. You know, that's what I'm saying. The fans are the ones that do that. Yeah, I know you're talking about for the fans. I mean, and not the fighters. I mean, fans always make excuses, man. The word fan is short for fanatic. And when you act fanatical about something, that means you're acting off of straight emotion and less logic. You know what I'm saying? More heart and less brain. You know. More feelings and less facts. So we don't really care about the fanatics. They're always gonna act a donkey. You know, them groupies go. But yeah, Canelo, I think this is a great fight. I just personally got my boy Cinnamon, but my boy Terence Crawford is a beast, win or lose, especially if he wins, man. If he wins, oh man, that'd be crazy. You know, but even if he loses, man, that's a hell of a feat, bro. Like, who else could come? Who else? If I said anybody else at 147 to fight Canelo, who would you give a chance? I wouldn't give any of them a chance. So the fact that we even give him a chance and we're intrigued by this fight is a testament to his greatness, you know. But yeah, let me join the Discord, man. Shout out to everybody in there, man. We got the whole gang waiting, man. Shout out to the gang, man. I'm about to join right now. We might as well just join the channel.
My father-in-law was building, and I was like, gang.
Yes, sir, man. What it do, fellas? Oh, shoot. Let me hop out.
Bless you, bro.
Let me hop out real quick. Get my mic right. I ain't get my mic right. They would have been coming through my speakers. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. You gonna get wet anyway. You might as well take it all in. Pause. Hey, yo. Hey, yo.
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that, boy? Hey, yo. You know I be wildin', man. Pause. We gonna pause that. We definitely gonna pause that. That was crazy. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. If Bud wins, already expected fans will say Canelo was too. Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, if Bud wins, people are going to say, oh, Canelo was old and Canelo was slow. And if Canelo wins, they're going to say, oh, you know, Bud is not good enough to be fighting Canelo. He ain't got no business in the ring with Canelo and stuff like that. Yeah, people, I mean, I'm going to give Canelo credit for beating Bud because I think he's a phenomenal all-time talent. But of course, I'm going to give Bud more credit because Bud's a smaller guy. So, yeah, we're going to pause that. We're going to pause that. That was crazy. That was crazy. Yo.
Here.
My guy. Pull up everybody one by one. Pull up these guys.
There we go.
Yes, sir. See, Dub got his camera on.
Oh, okay. Doctor pulling us up. Okay. 'Cause I was
Yes,
like,
sir.
Yo,
Yes, sir, man. What's good? What's good, fellas?
y'all hear me first try?
bless you, brother.
Yep.
God bless you too.
Oh,
man.
hell yeah.
Yes, sir. We hear
Oh,
you,
we were
Oscar.
just
Yes,
talking
sir.
about like Berlanga Hamza and Puello Matias. I'm kind of like a little bit concerned about Matias Puello because Matias has had issues with southpaw before, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
and this guy can box, bro. This guy can really box. So
This
I
might
don't know.
sound weird, but I think it goes how
Am I
Miller
still on?
and Andy Ruiz goes.
Yeah,
That
you
fight
on.
went.
You on, Dub.
Okay.
You think
Like
it
who,
goes like
Ruiz?
who? Yeah, who?
Big Baby Miller and Andy
Ooh.
Ruiz.
Ooh.
Maybe,
Okay.
maybe. I'm rooting. Obviously, this is a tough one for me, bro, because you know I love me some Dominicans, but I mean, obviously, I got to go with my
Pause.
boys.
I
With
don't know
their
what you-
friendship,
I don't know
I
what you
don't
mean
know
by
if
that.
I don't know if Matias is gonna come in with that vim and vigor.
Banana.
Oh, I didn't know they were friends.
Wait, who said
Yeah.
banana, bro? Who said banana? Come on, man.
Good stuff.
Come on, man.
What?
Come on.
What?
Who
That's
said
just
that, bro?
crazy.
Yo, come
what's
on,
wrong with-
man. Come on. No, I didn't say. Somebody said banana, bro. Come on, man. What we doing, man?
Oh no, but Dobby's talking to somebody else.
Hell no. You
No, I
talking
was
to
talking to you.
you.
Oh shit! I was trying to help you, bro.
Hey, yo. Yeah, man. I mean, I think that's a good fight, man. And Matias, yeah, he gotta handle that, man. It's a title shot, bro. It's what he wants, so let's get it.
Sometimes you gotta fight your mans in them.
Come on now. Come on, man.
Uno tiene maquinita como machine for this. For,
But what do you think about the Berlanga Hamza Shiras fight? Because I'm really a little
Trash.
puzzled by that one.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't think it's trash, man. I mean, I think I don't think it should be a headliner, but I actually like that fight, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh,
I
that's
like
the
it.
headliner?
Yeah,
Seriously?
yeah.
Oh,
That's the bad part. I think that's the part.
Yeah,
that's
that's why I
like,
say trash.
Yeah,
Full
I agree with
PPR.
Oscar in regards to it being being a headliner being trash, but I actually like the fight, man. I think I'm
Yeah, I
going with
like the fight.
Berlanga,
I just
man.
don't like.
I got Berlanga, man.
Oh, I think you have to, bro. But like, yeah, I'm not talking about the fight itself. I'm talking like where it's at.
Oh,
The
okay.
worst fight on that card is the headliner. How do
Yeah,
you
I
fuck
agree.
that up?
I agree with that.
damn, bro, that's so true, man.
I agree with that.
I mean, Hamza Shiras did get touched by Bronco Adames, bro, and he didn't like it. So if Berlanga can get one of those right hands in, it could be night, bro, and Turkey gonna be pissed.
Yeah, touch, man. He got clapped, man. He should have lost that fight, man. That's crazy, but it is what it is.
Without a doubt, without a doubt. But at least they gave him a draw, so they didn't completely screw him. Thank God for that. You know?
Yeah.
But
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what? This East though, like with Berlanga headlining,
Mm-hmm.
this is Eddie Hearn fumbling his, not knowing how to manage his fighters again, and trying to compensate by doing something ridiculous as this.
Yeah, I agree. I
Like,
agree with that.
like on your video today on Boots, was it Boots? The last one I commented.
Yes, sir. Boots. Yep. I think that was the last one.
Well, that one is like, we've seen it all. Go watch that video if you don't know what we're talking about. I ain't gonna explain it to you. Go watch it.
I appreciate
But,
it. Shout out to Oscar, man. Shout out to Oscar, man. Thank you, brother.
But like, it's like Eddie Hearn. Like, yes, I know it seems like it's Boots, like just Boots and Shakur, but he did that thing to Paro when fighting in Puerto Rico. Like, he makes deals in advance that he don't know if he can keep him up. He did Paro fighting in Puerto Rico, then turn around and putting a card in Australia.
Yep. Yeah, that
Well,
was a
hit
great
you got
comment,
the
man.
title.
And that was a great comment that you dropped today. I was, man, that was a good comment.
And then you got Berlanga complaining about it. You got Matias fighting Paro when he didn't want Paro. We know what he wanted. It's like this. I know sometimes it's just easy to say, oh, Turkey's getting his hand in there. Oh, where's Eddie Hearn? We see Oscar drop deals with Turkey, shake on him, just spit on his face, and he put on a whole Latino night card, bro.
Yep, that's a fact.
Like, Eddie, step up, bro. Like, it's okay to say no sometimes, dog. What are you doing?
I agree.
Yeah.
Oscar definitely turned down that Bud and Ortiz fight and the Shakur and Zepeda fight, and he did his own thing. That's a fact. Eddie Hearn got he doing a little bit too much dancing, man.
Fired him, right? Shakur fired him or something like that, or they're having issues, or
They're having
something
issues.
like that,
They're
right?
having issues, but Eddie Hearn is saying that there's a 2-fight deal, so we'll see how that plays out.
$35.
Starting with this one with Cepeda, right?
No,
This
no,
one
no.
would be
This
the
would be
first
this
of
would,
the
this
two.
would be the second and last, according
Oh,
to Eddie.
okay.
But according to
Good.
reports, like Dan Rafael said that he was done with Eddie and he got Lou DiBella. Lou DiBella might be there, but we'll see what capacity in which he's working at. You know, according to Eddie still has Shakur for this fight as well with the Zepeda fight.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see how it goes, man. A lot of drama, man.
So he's still gonna work out that one fight left on the contract.
According to him,
One
yeah.
out of two.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So this would be the second one. The first one, of course, was his last fight against Joshua
Yeah, the
Padley.
electrician.
Yeah. And then this would be the last one.
No,
According
I
to
like
Eddie.
that. Padley did good.
Hell yeah. He just got a
You
bounce
imagine?
back victory too this past weekend. So shout out to Padley.
Yeah.
Shout out to Josh Padley, bro.
That's a fact. I love stories like that, man.
Oh yeah, and people don't realize. Like I heard D1 say something very interesting the other day. He was saying, like, bro, like 85% of these dudes got part time or regular jobs, bro. People
Oh,
don't
yeah.
realize that.
Yep.
Like the electrician, the electrician, and I'm like, okay, what's your point, bro? Like, on the contrary, you should be applauding the fact that he fucking makes it work regardless, you know?
Right. Yeah, man. Everybody is fortunate enough to have, you know, a huge backing or a huge promoter behind them and pushing them and stuff like that. So yeah.
Not everyone is a son of a legend or you know, like you said, you know.
Yeah. I mean, even Terrence Crawford during that interview today, he was like how he was with Golden Boy at first, tried to fight on a Golden Boy card, and his fighter didn't show up. And then, or his opponent showed up, and he recognized him for the amateurs and said, "Oh no, I'm not fighting that dude. He was ranked number 1." And then another guy that was at 140. This is when Terrence Crawford was at 135. Another guy at 140, a Golden Boy fighter that they signed. His opponent didn't show up, and Terrence Crawford was like, "Yeah, man, I'll fight him. And then if I win, you sign me." And then they're like, "Nah, man, we're gonna send you home." And they just sent him home. And then fortunately for him, he got the top rank deal, and you know the rest is history. But yeah, man, sometimes you just don't get that break.
All those
man.
expenses that go into the freaking training camp
Right,
and
and he didn't get paid.
everything,
Yep, that's what he
bro.
said. I didn't get paid for that. He said he
And
made ways and
also,
everything.
people forget. I heard Tank was sleeping in the cars and shit. And at first, I've heard Calvin Ford say
Say what?
about that.
Flipping cars?
It's easy to see this guy. No. I'm saying like Tank when he was starting and stuff. Like he was sleeping in the car.
Sleeping in the cars.
something
Okay,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
So,
facts.
like,
Yeah, oh yeah.
bro, like it's easy to see them now and be like, no, bro. Like,
Yeah, I slept in my car a couple times in college. Imagine boxing shit.
I've slept in my car before also, bro. So yeah, I know what you're saying.
Hell yeah. I used to talk to girls just it's gonna sound bad, but sometimes I would talk to girls just to sleep at their house.
Yeah.
So I can have someone to
Hey,
brush my
man.
teeth and take a shower,
Couch
boy.
surfing. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Do what I gotta do, man.
Smart
You know what I'm talking
man.
about? I do what I gotta do,
That's a
man.
smart man, right there.
Yes, sir.
Let
Had
me
a
plug
couple
up that
girls.
PlayStation.
You feel me? Had a couple girls on the squad just so I could sleep in their bed.
Bro, you sound like my uncle, dog. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I got an uncle like that. He
Yes,
be getting them
sir.
big ones, bro.
Hey.
He be getting them big.
Hey, I wasn't
be right back,
discriminating there.
guys.
All right,
I
bet.
gotta do something right now, but I'll be in mute. I'll be right.
All right, bet. Yeah, the bigger they are, the bigger the bed. You know, I'm talking about more space. No, I'm just
Oh,
playing. No, I'm
oh,
just
yeah.
trying. Yo. Yes, sir, man. But yeah, man, I think that the Shiraz, I agree with Oscar. Like I said, what you said was really on point to me, and I wonder, like, I would like to hear what you guys have to think about this. But man, that car with Shiraz headlining, man. I know, like you said, it's shouting out to Turk or whatever because that's his guy. But bro, how do you explain that? Like, to me, it's not
Definitely
just,
his guy.
yeah, and it's like, bro, Shakur and Zepeda. Shakur by himself should headline over those two guys, and then Zepeda by himself should headline over those two guys. So I'm just interested to see like what Oscar had to say about that. You know, I mean, obviously he didn't care, but it's just like, wow, I don't see Edgar Berlanga and Shiraz headlining over, like I said this morning, like even Zepeda and Tevin Farmer, much less Zepeda and Shakur. Like, to me, that's crazy, bro. I don't know how he headlines over that. Bro, shout out to DJ Too Brazy. He said, I'm on a big bitch couch right now. Bro, chill, bro. Chill, bro. Hey, I feel you, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, yo. That's funny,
That's
dog.
disrespectful, bro. He didn't have to do it like
He
that,
had
bro.
to do it, not while he on the couch. But come on, bro. She must be, what, she in the bathroom right now, bro? She in the kitchen? Oh, she in the kitchen, ain't she? She big, right? She making a snack right now. Hey, man. Hey, they all need love, man. Everybody need love. You feel me? That's funny. And Ty talking about facts. It's crazy. Badly knocked out the one before Shakur, then lost to Shakur. Yeah, you talking about Mark Chamberlain. Did he stop him? No, I don't think he stopped Chamberlain. That was a decision, right? Nah, I don't. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Oster. I don't think he stopped Mark Thunder Chamberlain. I think he won by decision, but still he won though.
Oh,
Shakur,
no. Hadley?
Yeah, he didn't stop.
Chamberlain? No, he won by decision.
Yeah, he won by decision. Okay, I'm about to say, am I tripping? He did knock out his next opponent though. Yeah, he knocked out the last guy, but not Thunder Chamberlain. Remember, he upset Mark Thunder Chamberlain to and that's probably what got him the Shakur fight. No doubt that's what got him, because Mark Thunder Chamberlain is one of Turkey's guys as well. He claims one of his favorite fighters. So shout out to Padley, man. Oh, we lost Dub.
Oh, he was busy though. He was working.
Oh, okay. Okay. Nah, she know why. He said, nah, she know why I'm here. Hey, at least y'all gotta understand it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, salute to you, man. Hey, you gotta understand it, man. You good. Okay, now you good, Oster. You good. I was just making sure I wasn't tripping, because sometimes, you know, like I said, I be watching a lot of boxing, man. Sometimes I be wrong too. PS5 plugged up and everything. he on that Undisputed right now, knocking the honey bun out of him. Bro, y'all, hey man, y'all some different type of bosses, man. Come on, man. Y'all ain't got no chill, man. Oh my goodness, bro. What's fun to challenge between Floyd and Bud is Bud's 74-inch reach. Yeah, hey, that'd be a good fight, man. I got Floyd, but nah, take your time, Doug. Oh man, talk to me. Thomas was popping, man. Hey yo, bro, y'all crazy, dog.
Hey, you know, I'm just sitting here listening to y'all cook, listen to a little bit of, and you know what I'm saying? I'm over here just vibing, dog.
I feel it, bro. I feel it. I'm trying to get some snacks from the big bags too. You know what
I
I'm
don't
talking
want to
about?
make no mistake, though. There is nobody fighting right now that is on Floyd Mayweather's level.
Talk to him.
They're not even in the same sentence, bro.
Talk to him. And
Floyd, go ahead.
Oh no, my bad. I was gonna say I watched that interview too, and Terrence Crawford was he gave a lot of people props to that interview. You know what I'm saying? But he was giving Floyd a lot of props. I thought that was dope. He gave Canelo his flowers. He gave quite a few Clarissa Shields her flowers. He said she's the greatest ever, and he gave a lot of people their flowers, man. So that was dope, man. I really don't understand how people don't like Terrence Bud Crawford. Like I said, unless you just don't like him because he beat up Errol Spence. I don't even understand that either, because like I said, I was going for Errol Spence. But I like them both. It wasn't like, oh yeah, man, I wasn't necessarily rooting against Terrence Crawford. I was just rooting more for Errol Spence. But I was like, man, let the best man win, bro. Terrence Crawford the beast. Like I said, I met him too, and he was dope. Like I said, I never forget when he signed my my glove. You know, he was like, oh, what's your name? I said, man, you just go ahead and sign. He's like, nah, bro, what's your name? I want to make sure I said dedicated to the right person. I said, man, that was dope, man. I just thought that was a dope gesture. He could have just blew me off or whatever it was, or just signed it and just. He's like, man. All right,
okay, I'm back.
I thought that was dope. That was a dope gesture.
Man, boy. Can't be mad at that.
Can't be mad at it, bro.
What did I miss?
Time ago too. Oh, nothing. We were just talking about Oh no, Thomas was about to say something actually. My fault. I think I interrupted you. Go ahead, Thomas.
No, he didn't interrupt. I just said that there's no breath where you can hold a sentence that says Mayweather and this guy in the same context for me, man. I don't even think it's close, bro.
I agree.
Like, I don't think it's close. I think that Mayweather legitimately, you can stack him up with the greatest of all time, and he holds his own. And some of these other cats, I just think it's more like, you know, it's more like mascara to it than what Mayweather actually had to endure. I mean, Mayweather went through a time where you had some dogs up in there, and he fought them dogs. So I don't know, man. I just think that a lot of people give Mayweather bad rap because of this thing with his O and the money that is made because of people hating on him. But I mean, he went in there and he handled business in the ring. And like in-ring adjustments, his in-ring adjustments.
Come on now. Yeah. Second to none, man.
No doubt about
Second to
My
none.
thing with Mayweather, and I agree with everything you just said, right? Obviously, but my thing with Mayweather is only like one or two things, you know, like no, but bro, I like.
No, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at Oscar. I heard Oscar say, "Yeah."
No,
Bro,
but only
Oscar
thing
funny,
is like,
bro.
you know, he fought like once a year, same referee, same place, same everything. I mean, I get it. I mean, you're the ASAT and whatever, but I mean, but again, like that's not such a big deal. If we're discussing on the grand scheme of things, that shouldn't be a big deal in my opinion.
Man, stand on it, bro. You brought it up, so it is a big deal. So you brought it up. Stand on it. I already stand on it, bro.
I mean,
I ain't mad at you, man. That's your opinion, bro. We appreciate your opinions.
I look at Floyd at 49-0 personally.
I'm not mad at that.
And
I'm definitely not mad at
Yeah,
that.
he is 49-0.
Yeah, that Conor McGregor was. Yeah,
Exactly.
I've been on record saying multiple. I'm the biggest Floyd fan, but I didn't like that Conor McGregor fight counting. However, now retroactively though, because now we see Tyson Fury and Francis Ngannou count, and we see AJ and Francis Ngannou count. I'm a little bit more okay with it now, but at that time, hell no, I was against it. You guys, all the homies, man. I was like, bro.
To be fair with Floyd, I would say at least that was his last official professional fight.
That part too.
So just to be fair with him in that regard, you know.
That part
No. I still can't even give him a pardon or a pass on that because he still was competing not too long before that. Yeah. We have Jake Paul, and I hate to cut you off on this one. We have Jake Paul fighting Mike Tyson, who clearly signed the NDA, because when there were opportunities to fire on him, what he normally would do, he pulled back, bro. So a lot of this stuff is going along the WWE format to me, man. It's starting to look more and more scripted the more that I see it.
Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not giving it a pass. To me, it's 49-0. I mean, that's
yeah, he's 49-0. That's what I hold him as.
Nah, he 50.
But I'm
y'all
just saying,
but I do agree. I do agree. I do agree with you. I agree with the sentiment, but he 50.
I was just responding to when Doctor brought up the AJ Ngannou and AJ Fury.
Facts.
It looks even worse if that's like, I don't know, 10 fights before you retire or whatever.
I agree.
You know?
That's
in my opinion.
No, I agree. That's why I was so glad that Cinnamon. Hey man, shout out to Big Turk. I'm so glad that Cinnamon was stopped and whatever Big Turk did. You know what I'm saying? Not saying it was a breach of contract. I don't care. I was gonna be a little disappointed if Canelo would have fought Jake Paul at that time. And same with Tank.
So
I don't want Tank to fight Jake Paul
Tank would have fought.
Oh, yeah. I definitely shot that down, bro. I made a video about it. You asked Oscar Aldo. I said, bro, if this is what we're gonna get, go ahead and retire, bro. I'm not trying to see Tank versus Jake Paul. Go ahead and retire, bro. What are we talking about?
That fight was so that he could retire.
Yeah, maybe that too. Maybe that too.
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. And like I said, I don't mean to take on nobody time or nobody conversation.
Nah, do your thing.
Just think about the money that two women made on the card. Now we talking women. Women don't get the same equal pay in boxing nor any sport that men do. These two women made more than a lot of men that are fighting right now. And you want to know why it was? Because of Jake Paul and Mike Tyson.
Absolutely. Katie Taylor,
mainly Mike Tyson. They filled that building because of Mike Tyson.
Of course.
So you think about that.
And look at his last two fights too. Was it
Mike Paul also, but for different reasons? I would say Jake Paul equally as responsible as Mike Tyson, but for different reasons. Like Jake Paul has really been at it with the female boxing and everything. So in that aspect, I give Jake Paul.
No, you got to give him that credit. Absolutely.
Oh, no, we give him the credit.
But
the numbers.
And what Thomas is saying though is that if you look at his fight before that was what Mike Perry. If you look at the numbers, it's not even close. So we got to factor in that.
The building's not even filled like
right. So we got to factor that in.
That's Iron Mike. They filled it all up. How big was that building? They filled it all up.
Everything.
There was no illusions, no cutting the lights, nothing. That was packed.
Facts.
How big was that building?
I don't even remember, but I know it was
like 70 or 80,000 people up in that thing.
Something like that. I was gonna say 65, 70, something like that. Hey, give me one quick second, Thomas. Shout out to my guy Isaiah, man, dropping that bread, that cheese, that butter. My fault, bro. I just seen it.
I'm making it rain.
Hey.
Okay.
Yes, sir. He said big girls with a side of meat and come on, so come on, bro. Not the side of meat, bro. The sausage, bro. That's what we doing, man. Come on, I'm gonna have to pause
That
that.
couch be
Man. Yeah, I'm gonna have
that
to
couch
pause
be
that.
yielding dividends, baby. Boy, that
How
couch
did
be
it?
yielding dividends. But yeah, going back to what I said before, you can continue to cook, bro. It's like
Oh, man.
they made a lot of money the fight before, but because of the spectacle that was Mike Tyson, and to a degree, people wanting to see Jake Paul get his ass whooped.
Yeah, by a
You got
60-year-old
tons of
geriatric
people
Yo,
Mike
wanting
yo,
to
Tyson.
see
what's
it
going
that
on, y'all? What's going on?
Isaiah was
Oh, you
good.
got
Isaiah.
Yep. Go ahead,
Shout
Thomas.
out my boy Jake Paul, bro.
Yeah, let Thomas keep cooking though, real quick. We gonna get you in there afterwards, Isaiah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're gonna
hell
shout
yeah,
your
hell
boy
yeah.
Jake Paul. Jake Paul definitely doing his thing on the tip, especially for the women and for promotions in general. But what I'm saying is, like, they showed up to see if Mike Tyson could strike lightning in a bottle one more again and spark his ass. So just think about it. Now you got
Early
somebody that's
2000.
even more hated than Jake Paul fighting Jake Paul.
Yes, sir. Oh my
Shit.
goodness. I'm actually rooting for Jake Paul to knock JC Jr. out.
Who? Oh yeah. I don't
I'm
really care who
actually
wins.
rooting
Yeah,
for
I
Jake
don't.
Paul.
Yeah, I
If it
guess
would have been
who?
Tank,
I guess who?
if it would have been
Chavez
Tank,
Jr.?
it would have been monumental, bro. And that's napalm to me. Like,
Yep.
if you even consider fighting Jake Paul,
Yeah, I don't
that's
like that.
napalm to me. I'm sorry. And I'm going to digress right there.
No, I don't mind it. Like peel out. I mean, not peel out. Sorry, I just typed to peel out. Like Irony said, I don't mind it, but that's a sail off to the sunset fight. Like how Floyd
Don't
did it with
expect me
Conor.
to recognize it either.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I don't
mind it,
just
but
out of pure principle, you know.
it got to
No.
be like and last fight, you know, save your career. Go ahead, Isaiah. Talk to me, bro. What's good, man? Appreciate the love in the chat too, man.
Sure, have to, bro. Gotta support, bro.
Man, I appreciate that, my brother. I appreciate that, man. God bless you, bro. I appreciate
Nah,
that.
and I know, yeah, probably for. I just want to like make it clear for the people that like probably thinking like, damn, why is Isaiah talking crazy? I'm just trolling. I don't support, I'm just trolling. I don't support PEDs. I don't support eggs and meat. None of that. All right, I'm just trolling. But you know what? I wanted to talk on. I heard somebody talk about Jake Paul. You know what? We can't. And I'm gonna defend him because I don't think people wanted to even see that Mike Tyson fight. So Jake Paul himself had been selling out arenas without Mike Tyson. People, I think his biggest one was probably the Tommy Fury. Why? Because that was when he fought a real boxer. So I feel like the Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. is gonna do more, and people are gonna see Jake Paul. Why? Because they're gonna bank on my boy drunk Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. to beat him up. But let's be honest, he didn't look so good, and he fought on the undercard of Jake Paul back in 2019. So he's coming off a big layoff. Yes, he has the fundamentals, but he needs to not be drunk, and he needs to get his shit together.
He's coming out of rehab, bro.
Facts.
Oh, shit.
Literally.
Rest in peace, Amy Winehouse,
Let
man.
me say
Rest in
Let me
peace,
say
Amy
something
Winehouse.
real quick to Isaiah, real quick, just to respond. I mean, I understand that he's the son of what most people,
A legend.
most Mexicans hold as
GOAT.
the number one in their history, right? But don't get it twisted, bro. He doesn't get anywhere near the same love that his father get, and 99% of that is because of him, bro.
No, yeah, 100%. But I have seen there's a Mexican channel out here where I live, and they show the boxing fights for free.
Hey.
And Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. I mean, the Julio Cesar Chavez, he's a commentator. It's called Azteca.
Oh
it's
yeah,
like
I'm familiar.
So
yeah.
I will never forget when Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. was fighting, his own father was like, "Yo, what the hell is my son doing? He is a disgrace."
Yeah,
and it's like, yo, for him to say shit like that, I feel like it should motivate Chavez Jr. to come out here and really dog walk Jake Paul, because I'm not fully giving Jake Paul the credit until he beats a real fighter. And what are we gonna say when he knocks out Chavez Jr.? Because I'll be honest, as much as we criticize him, Jake does have that power, and he is taking boxing seriously. He trains every day, even when fights aren't lined up, which to me it just baffles my mind, because for someone to come in the sport, and Doc can attest to it, because Doc was he was an amateur.
What am I attesting to?
Somebody that even gets in the ring, that's like ballsy, bro.
Oh, facts. That's a fact.
Hang on a second.
I agree with that
And
1,000%.
someone like Jake Paul getting in the ring and getting knockout of the year, yes, he wasn't even well, you know what? I don't even want to say he wasn't a fighter because he was an MMA fighter, and MMA, you know, that's still a combat sport. Yes, we do want to see him get whooped, but as of now, I think what Jake has is an advantage. One, because he's still fresh in the game and he hasn't taken much damage. So that's why I don't think he's gonna get beat up.
I think Jake Paul can and probably will beat Chavez Jr. But here's the thing, bro. Like, I wouldn't give him that nod that you're saying that people are going to give him because, like, first of all, what Oscar just said. I mean,
we have to though. We have to because Chavez is
we don't. Because
bro, he's been in rehab for 2 years.
Exactly, like, bro. I mean, like, you're putting everything in like a surface level, and I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, come on, bro. Like, understand the circumstances of this.
No. Look, hold on.
Hang on a second.
This is why.
I already finished his thought.
The thing is that we're talking about a guy. I understand that he had a performance in that last round against Maravilla Martinez. Scared me to death, by the way.
Yeah,
I understand all that. Then he got into two very weird fucking fights with Brandon Vera, I think was his name, or Brian Vera, something like that. But bro, he's always been controversial. He's always been undisciplined. He stood up Freddie Roach one time. I remember Freddie Roach was with the gym bag and everything, and that dude no-showed him at the gym like that. Like, that's bad, bro. We're not talking about some legit guy. Honestly, bro, he got where he got. We all know why, right? Because of his last name. And that's not gonna cut it with me, bro. I'm sorry, no.
No, you see, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm talking about him like that. One, because the WBC has actually, they're considering giving him a
belt.
WBC championship fight. So with it being
that's bullshit though.
With it being at the level that he is, we kind of have to credit him because what if he does get that belt? And as sad as it sucks to say these things, we have to consider him if he does get that. And I'm not saying he's going to go out and be successful at getting a belt because cruiserweight, he's going to have to get through Jai, who's a dog, and my boy Zerto. And Janabek.
You said WBC belt, so
Janabek. You mean Badu Jack? You mean Badu Jack? Not Janabek. Janabek's at 160.
Yes, no, he is. He's. We're gonna start with the WBC, but what if he does get that WBC? I'm talking about after. Like, I'm talking about like if
it's not a real belt though. It wouldn't be for a full belt. It would be a whatever belt they make up.
I think you're completely wrong.
It would be one of those YouTube Disney Channel belt.
Yeah, something like that.
But you know what? I don't know. I don't know because the WBC is very funny, and we've seen them do some funny things. And if they give Jake an interim WBC, that is disgusting, bro.
Hey, I ain't putting it past him.
That's why I'm giving him the credit, because that's how the WBC is seeing him. And for them to give him Chavez Jr., to me, I wouldn't say it's a joke. I just feel like, why? Like, I mean, yes, this is a fight that he's been wanting for a while, but why not go for someone like, I don't know, someone better? I mean, Chavez Jr. is not really, maybe even a Zerto. Get him paid.
He don't want that. Jake Paul don't
want
that.
I don't want to see him with nobody besides Tommy Fury.
Oh yeah,
gotta get that. You gotta get it back in blood.
He does.
Because you said he didn't fight a real boxer. He did. He fought a JV guy.
No, he did, and he got beat
and
up.
Lost.
Right.
Yeah, he got beat.
What about Pacquiao? Pacquiao looking for an opponent. Why can't he fight Pacquiao?
Now you wild. Now we
wild.
Y'all
trying to get my boy Pacquiao.
It's gonna look like Gabriela Fundora versus Vadillo. The size difference.
Come on, don't do my boy Pacquiao like that, Thomas, man.
Hey, yo, are we really? Can I ask you a question, y'all?
Yeah, go ahead.
We really talking about Jake Paul?
Hey, that's Isaiah, bro.
Hold on. Hear me out.
I'm listening. I'm listening, Oster. I ain't talking.
Real quick, Isaiah.
I heard what you said about Jake Paul, and you got to respect him now. He said you got to respect him now, you know, because of whatever it is. But what I'm saying is this: hold up, no, hold up. Maybe some people do, but I mean, maybe some people do. But what I'm saying is that I can't respect that because that was bullshit. That he wasn't fighting no real boxers. Hold up. He wasn't fighting no real boxers. He wasn't fighting no real boxers. This is why everybody want to see him in there with a real or whatever. But his whole career wasn't real boxers. So that was paved. That you know what I'm gonna start saying now. That's kind of like you know what I mean.
He playing.
That's what I'm trying to
He playing.
I'm trying to tell you. Hold on.
Yeah, let my boy Oster finish, man. Let me get his thoughts off, man.
Boxers that's in the game, that's fighting professional boxers out their amateur career. Right now. Like Brian Norman. Motherfuckers that can't even get nowhere near what Jake Paul got going on. It can't be real. It can't be real.
It can be, but the WBC making it real.
You gotta look at the business aspects of it, brother.
Okay, so let's say that. Let's say that. Let's say that. Let's say it's a business. Let's not say it's boxing.
I like that. Make that distinction.
Right?
I like that.
Why do you think Conor and Floyd made more money than Floyd Cotto? What do you think?
No, what? Hear me out. Let's not switch it up. Not apples and oranges. We talk about Jake Paul. Floyd Mayweather came out of amateurs and fought all 50 fights, whether we agree with him or not. But it was all professional fights. So whatever he got from the beginning to the end, they deserve. Any boxers to get what they deserve. But you, I can't
why
get.
do you think Conor McGregor made more money than Cotto? Like, why do you think?
Yeah, he did. That was crazy.
Big Dog Willie, what's good, bro?
That goes to show you that there's other aspects to this game.
Okay, because boxing changed like it used to be, and as you know, and right now it's about BS about money. Is more into a business than boxing. That's the reason. It ain't because they doing anything better.
Right. I agree with what Oster said. I think we're kind of conflating the two things.
I agree, bro. But you know what? Right now,
that's why I don't call it a disgrace or anything, because you have to recognize that okay, this guy has literally a country behind him. I'm talking about Conor at that point, right? Like, bro, business wise, it fucking makes sense. Like sometimes there's other things that will trample the usual order things of fighting mandatory or whatever the case may be. Like sometimes you have an opportunity that you just have to fucking take, bro. Like,
okay, so let me ask you a question. If it's business wise, you don't think that there's no other professional boxer in boxing right now that you could have picked besides Jake Paul and done better?
You know what, bro?
If it's business wise,
who are you referring to? Who are you referring to? Chavez Jr. or who are you referring to?
No, because you said it's business. I'm just referring. You said it's business.
No, it's business, and we have to remember Jake Paul's from Puerto Rico. He got a whole
Hey, shout out to Isaiah, bro. Shout out to Isaiah.
What are you asking us? What are you asking us, sir? I'm missing your question.
No, I ain't asking that.
Me? Oh.
No, Oster. Yeah, Oster. What are you asking?
No, I just said what I said, and I was just talking about Jake Paul, and you said the business. No, I was just saying what I was saying, but y'all was saying no, that I guess he deserving it is. I just don't believe in boxing. If you come in here as a,
I can answer that. You know why he deserves it? Because in boxing, live, wherever you go, it's about results. Does he put ass in the seats? Yes, he does. So he deserves it.
Okay, so we're not talking about boxing. We're talking about ass and seats.
We talking about business.
What you talking about, man? What you talking about? What you talking about right now, man? You make no sense. What the fuck you mean, ass and seats? That's the name of the game, bro. That's the name of the game right now. Like it or not, that's what boxing is right now.
Yeah. That's a fact, though. I got no problem with that. I gotta watch it.
Don't say we're not talking about
hold on.
That's what it is right now. What you talking about?
Slow down, man. Slow down. It's all right, man. Calm down. All right, what's up? We just talking. Like, calm down.
We get like this a lot, Oster. We get like this a lot.
It's all right. We all get like that. But we gotta check each other sometime when we get like that. That's it. We don't get too far. That's all. That's all. We just gotta keep it respect, because we all men. We just making opinions. Unless Jake Paul is one of your fighters, then I ain't gonna say nothing.
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro.
I'm just fucking with you.
Man, y'all talk y'all trash, man. I'm just listening, man. I appreciate
Somebody say something crazy about Jake Paul. I'm eating meat and eggs and I'm fucking you up.
Come on,
That's
man.
cool.
Come on, man. Come on, man. You gotta say
Bro,
that.
Isaiah, can you get a sentence without saying X, bro? God damn it.
No, I feel that way about a lot of shit too, but I just don't express it. You know what I mean? It's all good though.
No, I'm
Right
just saying.
now,
I'm just saying,
no
no,
place
sir. I'm
for
just
that.
saying, like, I'm just saying. It's like you're saying we're not talking about boxing. We're talking about this. We're not talking about this. We're talking about this. So we're talking about the same thing. That's
Talk
what
to
I'm
him, Oscar.
saying.
Talk.
It's about results.
Keisha, what's
Does he
good?
put ass in seats? He does. So he does respect the money.
But now, if I may interject, bro, I think what Oster was saying, and this is why I agree with. I think he's saying because remember when Isaiah came in, Isaiah was saying that we got to respect him, that he's doing something in boxing as a fighter, and I think he's saying that no, I can't give him the respect because remember Isaiah said about the belt too. It's like okay, babe, he wins a belt now, he's like legit. Nah, hell no. I think that's what Oster's saying. Is like yeah, but he's still fighting guys that aren't quote unquote real boxers. So of course, yeah, it's business. But at the same time too, it's like okay, when Irony said that when Irony said that Conor had a country behind him, I disagree with that. I think it's sold because Conor and Floyd, one was MMA, and people want to see an MMA fighter beat a boxer. I don't think it had nothing to do with him being from Ireland because look at what's hold on, bro. Look at what's the name fight. Hold on. Look at what's the name when he just fought the other guy from Ireland, Padraig McCrory. What did he do as far as Edgar Berlanga and Padraig McCrory? What other Irishman is bringing up a big crowd? You know what I'm saying? We have another guy with Fago McCrory against Lamont Roach. He's from Ireland. That didn't do nothing with the crowd. Yeah. So it's not because Connor's from Ireland. It's because it was MMA versus boxing. That's what it was. It wasn't. It was.
And it was a huge controversy.
But Conor has like 4 of the top 5 pay-per-view numbers ever in the UFC, bro.
Of course. Of course.
Like I'm not saying because he's from Ireland. I'm saying because nobody, not even Ronda or fucking Brock or GSP, nobody had ever seen anything like that in the UFC as far as stardom goes.
Right, I agree with that, but you said he has a country behind him, though. That doesn't make, you know what I'm saying? You said he had a country behind him.
Floyd, being the shrewd operator that he is, recognized that, and he was like, yeah, let's make it happen, bro. We're around the same weight class. This guy's knocking people out. It's not like he's a wrestler or whatever. You know, it makes somewhat of a sense. So, you know, let's make it happen, bro. Like, and it did, and bro, that's like top 3 pay-per-view, I think, all time or something like that. So,
but see, you're contradicting yourself though, because when Thomas was talking earlier, you said you said that Floyd should be 49-0, and that's what Oster is saying.
Yeah, but
you
hang on
say
a second. I'm saying 2 different things here. But no. But hang on a second. I never said that I recognized it. Like to me, he is 49-0 but I'm just from a realist.
Okay, you contradicted yourself, bro. You contradicted yourself. Oster came in and said there's a difference between the business and the actual boxing part, and recognize him as a boxer. And now you're telling me that which I agree with it. I'm not mad at Jake Paul versus Julio Cesar Chavez or whatever, but you can't tell me that makes sense and you're defending that, but then also telling me that Floyd is 49-0. Which one is it?
Well, hang on a second. What do you? I never. But did you hear my response to Isaiah? I was telling him that even if Jay goes out and beats Julio Chavez Jr., to me he doesn't get any recognition for that, bro. Because
So why you disagree with? That's what Oster's saying then.
I'm not contradicting.
That's what I said. I wasn't saying. I was just. Hey, Irony. I wasn't saying. I was just talking about. You know, when you're talking, you got to talk business and boxing because shit don't make sense today in boxing, so they gonna say it's business. That's all I was saying. Is certain things when you start out, if it start out not in boxing, I can't just give it that much respect as a boxer, like because there's too many boxers out here that's coming out here going through shit and they winning and they ain't getting no kind of clout. You know what I mean? So I be stuck on that. That's why I be trying to like the national just boxing. You know what I mean? And the business side is cool.
Yeah.
But some of that is just ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't understand. I don't understand if the objection to what Oster was saying. If you're saying, I don't understand why you disagree with Oster. Then Irony. Yeah, I was
but you know what? I just want to say one
with an aspect of Oster. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Isaiah.
I just want to say one more thing. The only reason why I said we got to take Jake Paul serious because for someone like the WBC. Who's been around since what, the 30s or is it the 40s?
Yeah, however long, I'm not sure, but a long time. It's definitely the most recognized. Yeah, for sure.
They're most recognized, and for them to actually say, if Jake Paul can beat Cesar Chavez Jr., we're gonna consider giving him a title shot.
That's
So
BS. That's BS. In my
it is.
opinion.
It is BS. But a lot of times I feel like Mauricio Suleiman, him being in the new age, he's probably seeing like, damn, if Jake Paul's a WBC champion, he could bring more fans to the sport just because of who he is and what he's doing. He's already contributing to the women's side. Him and his manager Nikisa, which they're doing a phenomenal job because they have amazing women fighters, and I'm excited for that card.
Yeah,
so
me
shout
too.
out to
interject
Jake
real
doing
quick.
Yes, you can. Please do.
I was sitting here listening, and I understand your sentiments of Jake Paul, but Mauricio in the WBC been saying that. No, it ain't a fight because Mauricio been saying this for the last 3 or 4 fights. But the consensus of boxing is not going for that Mickey shit. All that other stuff the WBC has been doing with the slick stuff and the money. This is one thing that the purists and the other boxing gods and everybody that has to say, they not letting that shit fly.
No,
you need to fight some real fighters.
Do any of y'all know what the god, like, let's say you're the godfather of my son? What would I call you?
Say it again, Oscar.
Like if I was like the god, like if you were my son's godfather.
Yes.
Does it have a word in English?
Oh, I see what you're saying. I don't think so.
Man, no.
Yeah, like
yeah,
I see what you're saying. Yeah, I don't
compadre,
think so.
you know?
You're right. Like if I'm your son's godfather, what am I to you? I think we're just friends, just close friends. I don't know. Is there an English word for that? I don't think so.
I think there's a word, but I can't. No, I can't come up with it.
You know,
and I just know in Spanish it's called padrinos, no?
No, like compadre, you know, like that's like
Yeah.
when you're supposed to use it, like whenever somebody's like the godfather of your
Compadre.
son.
Okay, I thought compadre just meant friend, but that's like for the godfather of your son. Okay. Like,
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
I'll be right back.
All right, bet. Yeah, no, I don't know because I actually have a godson, but I just like his father is one of my closest friends, so I just say a close friend.
It's like Mauricio Sullivan is dad to Chavez.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
but you know what? But that's nasty for him giving him Jake Paul coming off of what 4-year layoff.
Where Oster at, man? We lost Oster.
4-year layoff, fresh out of rehab. Chavez, that's what we're talking about.
But that's the thing, and that's where Oster was coming from, you know, and that's where I think we all agree with that. It's like I'm not gonna lie, you know, because of his background, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., I will give Jake Paul some credit, but it is like I think Oscar said it perfectly. It's like, bro, he's out of rehab, bro. You know?
My boy's fresh out of rehab.
Come on, man.
He looked drunk throwing them punches. It wouldn't shock me if he's in the gym drinking.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, and Oscar, I'm gonna need you to be. I'm gonna need you to speak with more bass in your voice, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Oster. Shout out to Oscar. Speak with more bass, man. It's all love here, man.
Yeah, it is.
It's all love, man.
I was just fucking with Ty that I fight him.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, we all rocking, man. It's all love, man. I appreciate y'all self-governing yourselves and stuff like that and calming down. Shout out to Oster, shout out to Oscar. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, talk with bass, man. We good, man. We all.
It's all love.
It's all
and I'm
love,
gonna let
baby.
y'all know. I'm gonna still talk about eggs until the Conor Benn fight.
Yeah, you know I got Ty on my side, so I'm good.
I just want to let y'all know, yeah. Hey,
I got beef bumpers.
Hey, I just want to let y'all know, Ty my man's too. So
nah, bro, you new here, bro. You know what I'm talking about? You ain't got seniority yet, man. You know what I'm saying? The hierarchy goes, Ty got my back, then he got Oscar's back. You know what I'm talking about?
Isaiah think we cool because we both picking B pumpers.
B pumpers is crazy, bro.
What did I miss? What did I miss?
We were just saying the order of seniority, man. You know, we were just saying.
Bro, you missed it.
It's me, Ty, and Oscar, man. We the triple threat, man. Triple threat tag team.
Yo.
We got each other's back, man. We got this. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Irony.
Nah, yo, Irony, you missed it.
Everything good.
They just
we just
announced
joking, bro.
Chavez Jr. went back to rehab.
That's crazy.
Bro, I saw in the video Chavez Sr. I saw Chavez Sr. in go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, someone's echoing. That's Ty, you good? Yeah, go ahead, Irony. Yeah, it was just echoing.
I saw Chavez Jr. Senior say in a video, and you can tell like he was emotional and shit. He was saying that he was saying that he's not his father and stuff like that. Like,
Oh
it's really
man.
bad, bro. Like, yeah.
I mean, I would be mad too because Chavez Jr. has the potential to
Stop
be.
it.
He had the
Had.
potential.
Yeah. Okay. There we
to
go.
be
There we
bigger.
go. There we go.
I don't even want to
Maybe.
say had.
Yeah. Had.
I mean,
yeah.
has.
Had.
Yeah.
Yeah. Had. No, you're right. Had.
I'm
Past
not
tense.
sure about that either, bro. Honestly.
He might be listening to the pod right now in rehab.
That's crazy. Yo, hey,
I'm not
we
gonna
lost
make fun of
Oster. We lost Thomas. Who else is? I think somebody else is in the back, man.
I think it's their it's their connection.
Could be
because
it has the little yellow light.
It sucks for him from this
Okay,
standpoint.
appreciate it, bro.
I'll say if I'm gonna say one thing in favor of Junior, I don't really want to, but I'll say it. He really, honestly, he was put in an impossible shoes, bro. Honestly, like you're supposed to live up to this guy that has over 100 wins and God, he fought
legend, yeah.
Well,
Yeah, that's tough.
killers in their prime. I mean, I mean, the list goes like. One thing that I can say in Junior's favor is that honestly he was put in an impossible position. But I mean, seriously, bro, you couldn't have handled the situation any worse. Honestly, like
I'm not giving him shit.
Talk to him.
I'm not going for that.
I hear you.
He was
I
put
hear
in
you.
the perfect position. He
Talk to
was
him.
what we call a nepo baby. Anytime you have promotions, usurping champions, getting them stripped just so we can put the belt on this bum ass nigga,
Right.
I have a problem.
You know what? Forget what I said. You're absolutely.
He got
right.
layup
Forget
after
what I said.
layup, and he ain't make shit.
That's true, bro. That's so true.
Who
And
is
lucky
that?
at his age, honestly, if you look at it.
And not just that, it's just you
I'm
echoing
hearing
Ty.
you twice, bro. I'm
Yeah,
hearing you twice.
it's echoing
for
for
some
Ty.
reason.
It's echoing for Ty.
What's happening? I'm hearing you twice. You guys have the same problem? And I say, Oscar.
No, I just
No,
told you
think I
it's
got you.
echoing
I'm
from
good.
Ty. It's good now. Yeah. No, it was that appreciate it, Ty. I was saying that what the heck was that? My dog?
Y'all better bet that money though. On Jake
but
Paul.
you're right, Ty.
It was
Just to be
what was
clear,
I
you're
saying?
right,
I
Ty.
forgot what I
Forget
was
what
gonna say
I
now.
said.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say that. Yeah, I do agree with you though. He was put in a very difficult situation when you do have, you know, it's similar to all these guys, whether you talk about boxing or basketball, even with Bronny or I don't know, anybody else's son that tries to follow in their father's or their mother's footsteps or whatever. It's gonna be more difficult. But at the same time, like Ty said, you know, with that extra pressure does come extra opportunities as well. So man, heavy is the head that wears a crown, man. So yeah, it definitely is tough. I'm not gonna say I can relate or anything like that. So I'd imagine it's tough, but at the same time, there's some beneficial things
I
as
wasn't
well.
looking
You know,
at the
like,
other side. You know.
yeah, sometimes you do get.
I got a question for Irony.
Hold on.
After you
So
finish cooking,
sometimes
Doc.
appreciate it. So sometimes you do get things like layups and this other stuff as well. But go ahead and ask him. I'll be right back, chat. I think let me check on my dog. I'll be right back.
Yo, Irony. Yo, Irony, I got a serious question for you. How do you feel that Jake Paul is from Puerto Rico now?
I mean, he lives here. He's been living here for how long now? I mean,
I think like 4 years, no?
Yeah, in Dorado. I think he lives in Dorado.
But he has a residency, right?
I think so. I don't really know. Honestly,
That's
I don't know.
crazy. And then he goes to these fights, and they announce him. They announce him reigning from Puerto Rico, and it's like, bro, he's from Ohio.
Yeah, I don't. I mean,
That shit it's a disrespect.
I don't really take it that way, honestly. I understand how it could be taken that way. I don't know. I think he's doing a lot for a lot of people.
No, yeah,
starting
he
with
is, bro.
Amanda
He's doing a lot in
Serrano,
Puerto Rico.
So that's why. So that's why I wouldn't. I don't feel it's disrespect. But I can understand how somebody could feel that way. Like for example, Berlanga, he's from what is it, Brooklyn or something like that, and on the Canelo promotion. I mean, I understand the Mexico, Puerto Rico, and blah blah blah, and all that. I understand it, obviously, but at the same time, you weren't really playing that card before that fight. So I mean, I don't know, like. But again, I like my reasons for disliking Berlanga go way past that. I mean,
Yeah, Berlanga's a clown.
Oh man, to put it politely, yeah.
Belonga is
And
a
I'm
joke.
cooking
He
I'm
needs
cooking
to
some
behave.
spaghetti, bro. I gotta be like in and out for the next 5-10 minutes. The water just boiled, but I'll be back. And by the way, let me say something to Kendrick. Is Kendrick there?
Nope.
Guy. Yes, I want to get him. I want to get him. He was calling for me to be kicked out yesterday. He was saying I was drunk. And I was like, hang on a second, bro. When you were saying that
It
Shaq
was
was better than
intentional.
Oh, I'm here now. The grass
Yo,
always
hold
green
on.
this
Who
side. Junior's
was
life
drunk?
with no live. Facts, Reb. I agree.
Yo, who was
No, I was
drunk?
just calling out.
Irony?
I was calling. I don't even drink, bro. And Kendrick was saying like I was drunk and was
I
calling
was
for
about
me
to
to be
say,
kicked
bro. I was
out.
about to say you pulling a Chavez Jr. and you gotta chill, bro.
Wait, who's drunk?
Nah,
Wait,
bro.
who said that? Who said you're
I
drunk,
don't even
Irony?
drink. No. Kendrick yesterday. You remember?
Oh, yesterday.
I
Oh,
mean,
yesterday.
maybe
Oh,
you.
yesterday. Yeah, yesterday.
But
yesterday. Oh, yeah.
and then he told you to like kick me out, and I was like, hang on a second. When you were saying Shaq is better than Olajuwon, I didn't say to anybody to kick you out.
Wait, what'd you say
But
yesterday?
you know
What'd
what?
you say yesterday when he said kick you out?
Oh, when I was going in with
He said some
Ryan,
crazy shit.
Redman,
Oh, yeah,
I
you was
misspoke.
wildin'.
I
Oh, yeah, you
misspoke.
was wildin'.
I misspoke, but I was referring to specific things.
Nah,
You
you're
know,
good,
and
man.
Ty
We
straightened
just be
me out.
talking, man. Kendrick just be joking, man. You know.
Man, I see he's ducking.
He
If
said he's
anybody
ducking.
of you see Kendrick, if anybody of you, when any of you see Kendrick, tell him that I said that he is doing the ducktails.
I got you, bro. I'm about to play it for you right now. Hey, yo. Hey, yo, man.
Kendrick, God bless you, bro. But you are gonna
Travis
have to
City
see
was a
me.
wild boy back in the day. Times are just different. Facts. But I'm
Nah,
gonna
but
take that
yo,
Paul
I
fight in a
actually gotta
heartbeat.
jump out of here.
All right, Isaiah, man. I appreciate you pulling up as always,
Yeah,
man.
I gotta jump out of here, but I appreciate y'all.
You already
I'm about to
know.
go to church. I'm about to pray.
Hey.
Good stuff, bro. God bless you.
God bless you,
God
bro.
bless y'all, man. I'll be
Yes,
back
sir. Yes, sir.
tomorrow.
Look forward to it,
Tomorrow
man.
we're gonna chop it up good.
Yes, sir.
And just so y'all know, I got Conor Benn devastating egg knockout.
Oh, Lord. Excellent knockout head ass.
Give me a round. Give me a round.
All right, y'all.
All right, brother.
I'm gonna chop
Give
it
me a
up
round.
tomorrow.
All right, bro.
All right, take care.
I'm gonna give you round 6 exactly.
That's crazy.
I like
That's
it.
crazy.
Take care,
God
brother.
bless, bro. Yes,
I'll be
sir.
back in like 5 minutes. Okay, I gotta serve me some pasta now. I'll be
Yeah,
right
do your
back,
thing. Do your
fellas.
thing, Ernie. He said, I already a bully. You see, I already be bullying people.
He started throwing his weight around.
You feel me? Fake news. Oh boy, Oscar, man. We lost Oster.
Sorry about
Thomas.
that.
Sorry about what?
I don't know.
Nah, you good, man.
You want to hear a joke about the Pope?
No, please. No. Yeah, no, please, bro. Please, no, please.
I think any mentions of him is TOS right now.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
May
Yeah.
God rest his soul.
Oh, yeah. Oscar about to get us canceled, man. See, Oscar, I ain't gonna lie. Oscar got us canceled about 4 times already, man. That's crazy, bro. Shout out to my guy, Oscar, man.
Somebody put out a think piece on him saying he was the diddler, he was Vince McMahon, all types of stuff. So
Lord.
Everybody get clapped for bitching his name and
Lord.
ill will.
Oh, Lord. Rest in peace, Pope Francis, man.
Man, I used to like him too because you seen all the AI pictures he had. He had the Bat Pope, him playing basketball.
What does that even mean? What does that even mean, bro? Like, I don't even know what that means. What does the Batman picture? What does that mean, bro?
Oh, because I was like, does he have a little Robin to like
Yes.
take over his mantle?
That's crazy. Okay, yeah. I don't even know why I asked. I should have known. So, Oscar, man, how you feel about this Chris Eubank tomorrow, man? Chris Eubank, Conor Benn, man.
I think it's a disgrace that that card is even pay-per-view.
It is pay-per-view, isn't it? Box side.
That's crazy, bro.
That is
Tell
crazy.
me what's the difference between that and Dalton Smith card?
Right. Who was on the undercard? Is Anthony Yard on this card?
Yeah.
Anthony Yard.
Anthony Yard. I think CBS is in there.
Yep. Chris William Smith. Who is he fighting? I don't remember who he's fighting. I know Anthony Yard is fighting a trilogy with Lyndon Arthur, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Liam Smith is in there.
Yep, Liam Smith is fighting the undefeated Aaron or Anthony McKenna. Something like it starts with the A. I don't remember.
Something McKenna.
Yeah, Aaron or Anthony McKenna, undefeated fighter. That should be decent. I don't really know much about him, but man, I don't know, man. I'm kind of leaning towards McKenna for the upset, man. But
Oh,
yeah,
you think so?
pay-per-view is crazy. I know I have no reason to think that. I'm just saying that. I have no reason to think that. I think I see McKenna like once or twice.
Is he nice? I have never seen him.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember. Oh, but also too, man, big well, not big announcement, but I'm gonna show y'all real quick. It says Ring Magazine 3 on July 12th in New York City. This is just announced by Ring Magazine. Will feature co-main events Edgar Berlanga, Hamza Shiraz, and Shakur Stevenson versus William Zepeda. So, according to the Ring Magazine, Shakur versus Zepeda is a co-main event with Edgar Berlanga, Hamza Shiraz. Notice it's not the co-main event like how they usually say, like the second to the last fight. They're sharing the main event, like it's a co-main event together. But it says Steven Zepeda will be treated as the main event during fight week. The boxers will enter last for all festivities, but on fight night, Berlanga and Shiraz will close the show. What? So they the main event, but they not the main event on the fight night. So they not the main event. Like,
that's the main event that pushes.
Bro,
fight night.
Like, what are we doing, bro? Like, why is this so? I feel like this is just overly complicated. Like, what do we? They literally told us that they're okay. So they're both the main events, but then Shakur versus Zepeda will be treated as a main event for all the festivities until the actual night of the fight, where Berlanga and Shiraz will be the main event.
That makes no sense, dude.
But it sounds like they just try to appease too many people and then try not to hurt people's feelings and tiptoe around things, and just, yeah, it's just ridiculous. What are we doing, bro? You said all that to just say that Shiraz and Berlanga are still the main event. That's basically what you. Oh my god!
So they're gonna sell it as Shakur and Zepeda,
I guess.
But in reality, it's Berlanga. So who gets the pay-per-view? Like, you know?
Right, that part. That part. I don't know. Maybe you know. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't get a cut. I'm speculating now. I want to be very clear. I'm not saying this is true. For those in the chat, I'm speculating. I would not be surprised the way Turk cutting them checks that they don't get any like other sales. I never thought about that. I don't know. Do you know of anybody getting Riyadh season cuts? Like does Bivol and Beterbiev or anybody else that fought in Riyadh? Do you know? I don't know. I never looked into it. You know, I don't really pay attention to that stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't. I wouldn't be surprised if he just because he pays them so much that they don't get a piece of the sales. I don't know. I never thought about that. That's a good question, Oscar. I'm not sure.
I don't think they don't.
You don't think they do, right?
Yeah, I don't think they do.
Yeah,
that's what I meant to say.
Yeah, I got you. I don't think they do either. I just never thought about it, but yeah, I don't think they do either. But I never thought about it. Because usually,
like on this scenario, like you know, Shakur was like 34,000 pay-per-view buys and something like that.
Right.
Does he get a claim to those, or does Berlanga do?
I mean, I would think it had to be Berlanga or Shiraz, right? If anybody, I don't know. Yeah, this one I don't get it, man. But this is gonna be please believe this is gonna be an argument for people though. Like if it does, especially if it does well, it's gonna be people that are pro Shakur saying, "Oh yeah, man, this is pro Shakur. This is he's the main event," and then people who are anti Shakur like, "Nah, he wasn't the last fight." It's gonna be an argument for the pro Shakur fans and the anti Shakur fans if it does well.
This is a hot take, but the only way I see that working.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they got him in a co-main slot as far as the show goes, when Shiraz and Berlanga come out, non-televised. That's the only way that works.
Exactly. So like, because if you're the last fight on the bill, that means you're the main event. Like unless, like you said, it's not televised, right? So I don't get it either. But they said on fight night, this is verbatim what I'm reading. On fight night, Berlanga and Shiraz will close the show. So now they're televised.
This not no world tour.
Bro, I don't get
where
it, bro.
People can switch out for who close out the night.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
The headline is the headline.
Exactly. I've never seen this, bro. They get 50% of anything over 5 million buys. Is that true, Reb, or are you joking? Because I don't think they hit any. Yeah, I don't think they hit close to 5 million buys. Which one of the events hit 5 million buys? Ain't nobody getting nothing. I mean, unless I'm mistaken, because I mean, what was the last crescendo? That was what, 340,000, right? Or was that just U.S.? Was that just U.S. numbers, or was that global? That might have just been U.S.
No, that's
numbers.
global.
That was global. Okay, yeah, because they did 45 for U.S. right, 45,000. Yeah, you joking? Okay, I'm about to say you got to be joking because there ain't no way they do 5 million. I'm about to say I don't think none of them joints did 5 million buys. Turkey out there selling dreams. Okay, bet. I was just making sure, man, because sometimes you exactly right. Yeah. I wasn't sure. I had to make sure, go. I did think it was a joke, but he said exactly. Yeah, that's crazy though. That just seems overly. It just seems ridiculous, overly complicated. Like, what are we doing? Like, we doing too
If
much.
the main event is not televised, you know what it sounds like?
What's that?
Your ass like Nick.
What'd you say?
I don't mind it. Because
You're right,
non-televised matches is for jobbers.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, no. That's a pretty good fight, Oscar. I forgot he's fighting Chris Billion Smith fighting Brandon Glanton. That's a pretty good fight. Well, on paper.
Yeah. That's a decent squabble.
Yeah, exactly. That's a decent one. Ooh, that's pretty. I mean, I'm not saying it justifies pay-per-view. I'm just saying that's a pretty good. That's a good opponent, man.
Yeah, apparently, like the other guys been talking like he's gonna upset.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Anything could happen. I want to see
the price point?
back though.
I don't know how much is it. Yeah, I don't know.
Right?
How much is it?
I think it's like 30.
It's not too bad. This is him right here, Brandon Glanton, calling out Chris Billion Smith.
You see the same shit, you see the same shit in Bournemouth. I'm gonna beat your ass, man.
I'm gonna beat your ass, man.
Okay, I'm back, brother.
That shit gonna work. Hey, you hear me? I'm gonna fuck you up, man.
I got a question for y'all.
What's up, bro?
So, oh damn. There's more for like Taj. I know yesterday y'all were talking about like Eddie Hearn. Or this morning I think y'all were talking about Eddie Hearn.
Mm-hmm.
Does Eddie Hearn move his top talent? Because right now he's just really pushing Conor Benn, Jai Apataya, Cambosas, and well, there's someone else. Well, that's who he really pushing, right? Is Eddie Hearn just like pushing the other guys like relatively to like what he wants to push them? Like let's say like Conor Benn was supposed to get the Barrios fight, so he got Boots Barrios fight. So like if MJ gets a big fight, does Bam get a big fight?
I don't know. The way it was explained to me, how Eddie be operating, it seems like he addresses his guys, then his homegrown talent, and then his acquisitions. I'm trying to remember if Bam was always with him. Was it?
I don't think so. Not that I can remember.
Because I really don't know.
Yeah, I really don't know how long they've been together either.
Same answer here.
Turkey, the referee, must be Dub.
Turkey's gonna be in the corner 2 rounds. Tell him.
Oh my gosh, man.
The Pacheco duck.
Say it again, Oscar.
Is Pacheco a duck?
Nah, I'm not gonna call him a duck. I wouldn't. If somebody did call him a duck, you know, hey, I'm not gonna protest it.
Diego Pacheco.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like, right? I mean, because like I said, according to the reports that I've read and I've seen that, you know, my sources, if you will, you know, it seems like Pacheco has pulled out twice. You know, both times the negotiations failed has been because of him exiting. So, but just because you exit first doesn't mean that, you know what I'm saying?
that's your
doesn't mean
fault, or
right.
yeah, no, that's true.
Right, and he got to fight. He got to fight quick too. So maybe the Trevor McCumbee deal was better than the Billy deal. You know, it's hard to believe, but maybe that's that's a possibility. And then I think last time when he pulled out, he actually got the guy that Christian and Billy's supposed to be fighting now with Sulecki. So it's not like he pulls out and he doesn't have options, or you know what I'm saying, just like not doing anything. So maybe those deals are better. So I don't know. I ain't gonna call him a duck, but it definitely doesn't look like it's and Billy's fault for sure. You know, it doesn't like it's you could call him a duck either.
It also just seems like he's going backwards.
Yes.
By going with McCombie.
Yes.
Because in Billy, at least he's ranked number 1, so you'll take his place.
Yes.
But what does McCombie really do?
Yeah, I don't know what it does, but
To
I
me,
ain't
the
gonna lie,
three
I'm
fights
excited
that made
for it.
sense
Though.
for him, I could see him with Berlanga and Billy or McCombie, but the fact that he's fighting neither one of those guys, I don't know. It doesn't look too well.
No, he is fighting McCombie. Wait, who are you talking about?
Pacheco, you said
yeah,
Sulecki, right?
He's fighting McCombie.
Fighting Sulecki?
No, and Billy's fighting Sulecki.
Oh shit, I misunderstood you.
Pacheco already fought Sulecki. Remember? That was his. That was his fight before So Cold Nelson.
Yeah, I got confused there.
Nah, you're good. Yeah, and Billy's fighting Sulecki. That's when.
Do we have a date for that?
Yeah, it's rumored to be. Let me look at my notes. I don't remember off the top of my head. I think it's June 29th. Let me see.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's
boxing
June 27th. Excuse me, I have 2 days off. June 27th.
Okay.
Bro, what do y'all think about shout out to my guy Ty. I know he about to what do y'all think about this Ben Whitaker, man? Is it me, or do y'all feel like it's being granted, shout out to him. You know, he got redemption, vindicated, but do y'all feel like it's being blown out of proportion, or is it just me?
Not really. Man, good question, man. I just think people was a little. I'm gonna look back saying this, but I think people were a little bit overboard with the quitter shit on the first Cameron fight. Honestly,
yeah, I don't mind that. Yeah, I don't mind that assessment.
Yeah, I was really high on him. Now I'm not so sure, but I think he can. I think he could be a superstar. I still think he can be a superstar. It's just that. I don't know, man. Like, I don't think he's getting the respect that he should be getting from UK.
He shouldn't be getting any respect, though.
Oh, shout out to you, Ty. Okay, you on my side. Yeah, I'm the same. I don't feel
think he's being advertised too much, too fast.
Yeah, I agree. That's how I feel. I feel like they're blowing this win. I feel like they're blowing this win out of proportion. Like, okay, it's a good win. Yeah, you redeemed yourself, but relax.
Not just the win, the Mickey, the Mickey loss or the decision, whatever that was. That whole situation was blown out of proportion.
Yeah,
we put too much stake on a guy that hasn't shown as much.
Right. What's he 9-1, right? Or sorry, 9-0-1, right? He had 10 fights. Now it'd be different if he had 10 fights. He was like a Magrimov, like he had 10 fights. He was a champion already or something like that. But they acted like this man. You know, he hasn't fought anybody. Like he fought. Who was the guy? Ezra. It was a Nigerian guy. I can't remember his name. Ezra something. It was.
Yeah, I know who you're saying.
Yeah, that was a good win, but he wasn't like a known guy. It was 2 up and comers, you know. But that was a good win. And then Liam Cameron, he got redemption. That's dope. But people are acting like, to me, they're acting like he just beat like some huge contender or something. Like, I don't know.
Hot rod.
Yeah, maybe I'm tripping though. Maybe I don't know.
No, like there's some channels in Argentina, like, well, not are from Argentina. No, yeah, actually from Argentina. And like there's some channels from like Mexico just saying like that he's back, that he'll conquer boxing. Like I think like it's a good win. Don't get me wrong, it's a good win because like the way the last fight was. But like you said, like was GM Cameron even on the top 15?
Come on,
hell,
now.
on the top 20?
Come on now.
Honestly, bro, I don't think I can answer that question right now. I think the next fight, Whitaker's next fight, will give a better answer to your question from my standpoint. You know.
Yeah, I don't really see it, man. But that was a good win, though. Sure.
I was going to say, I think he's too visible with not enough in-ring, I guess, appearances. It'd be different if he was fighting 3 or 4 times.
fighting these I guess lower tier guys, cool. But that's not the case. Or if he was fighting at a higher clip with the opposition, cool. But it just seems like they're pushing too much promotion for this guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep, I agree.
Like who's a good guy from that side of the pond right now, or that fights from out of that side of the pond?
Joshua Boxy.
Yeah.
Oh, Joshua Boxy.
That'd be a great fight. I mean, I'm not saying that he should do it now. I mean, I'm not because I think that might be a little bit too much of a step up.
No, the guy that he beat.
Willie Hutchinson.
Yeah,
that's a good fight too.
He got into it with Willie Hutchinson after the fight, didn't he? Or with the coroner. What happened? He went and somebody tried to slap the shit out of him.
After this fight, yeah, he went and yelled at Leon Cameron's corner. You said Willie Hutchinson was there too?
I thought it was him, but nah, never mind.
Maybe I don't know. I didn't see him, but maybe because that fight happened this weekend. Remember, I was at my cousin's house, so I wasn't fully focused. I was also watching the WWE stuff. Wait, that was actually on Sunday. No, I was just chilling with them. No. Yeah, the WWE stuff was 2 days. Yeah, so I was watching that and going back and forth. So
yeah. Well, 3 if you count the SmackDown, but whatever.
I left. I wasn't there Monday. I only watched it with them. Yeah, Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know where I would even put. Do y'all think he even makes it to the top 10 or the top 15?
Light heavy, I wouldn't put him there yet. I wouldn't be mad if he was, but I wouldn't put him there. Yeah, I don't really have a reason to put him there.
Especially because, like, if you look at the guys that fell on the same car where that accident happened, I mean, Fabio Worley is top 1 right now.
That's true. That's a good point.
But like Liam Cameron, that was his show out party. That's what it was. That's why it has so much significance. But then the finish was just like not good. Kind of seems like he pulled him, honestly.
I'm trying to think of somebody that's being fast tracked, but there's a case to be made that it's valid. Like a Moses Atama.
Yes.
Yep.
He's being forced up to the top. Not enough on the resume, but seeing him in the ring, he passed the eye test for a lot of us.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I still like him. I still like him. I'm interested in seeing him, but I just feel like people go.
I don't know about. I'm not so sure about the Tyson comparisons, but everything else, I'm on board.
Tyson?
Yeah, they're saying
Atama.
Oh, Moses, my fault. You said Moses Atama. I apologize. My fault. I was still thinking about. I'm over here scrolling through this article too.
Whitaker? No, bro.
I was thinking you were talking about Whitaker. I was like, Tyson? I was like, what Tyson? I was still thinking about Whitaker. My fault. No, my fault.
Whoever his promoter is, the best way to capitalize on Whitaker, I'll be putting him on the Abdullah Mason diet. Put him in there with a steady group of jobbers and journeymen and work his way right on up. Keep him active.
Yeah. 1 or 2
Are the
years
rankings
doing that,
on his favor now?
can propel him.
Because that would validate his name rather than people looking at him like, oh, they keep on showing him. I don't know. I don't like this and that about him.
But do you think the rankings are his favorite now? Because he's pretty high up there.
Who, Ben?
No, Moses Atama.
Moses Atama. I feel like he was being rushed, kind of like how Danny Dubois was. I don't want him to get in there with a seasoned journeyman, and they get in there and beat the shit out of him.
Referencing Joe Joyce or what?
Yep.
Yeah.
Joe Joyce was a journeyman?
Shit, he is now.
Was he ever more than a journeyman?
Right.
At that point, I think he was. That people were high on him because
he was
remember he also beat Parker, bro.
People was only high on him because he beat the shit out of Danny Dubois. If you look back to how they was promoting that fight, Frank had nothing good to say about the Juggernaut.
The Juggernaut.
The way people was talking, Daniel Dubois was supposed to walk through him.
Gotcha.
You got to walk through.
Yeah. Put him on like a jean jacket.
Mm.
I think he had a broken eye socket or orbital bone or something like that.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yep.
just like Billy Joe. Like Billy Joe Sanders.
Billy
Just like
Joe.
him. It was funny because then Daniel Dubois was making fun of Billy Joe for calling him a quitter.
Rightfully so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I ain't complaining.
Yep.
Yes, sir, man. Fellas, man, I'm about to go get me some food. You know your boy be hungry.
You gonna get that Mexican?
Hey, I need to, man. I need me a good. Never mind. I don't even know. I know I was gonna say, but I don't want to get paused. So. Yes. Start with the B word. No, I wasn't gonna say pizza. No, I was gonna say a burrito.
He need a torta.
Yeah, but I didn't want to say it because I know it got paused, bro. But yeah, I need me a. That sounds good right now, man. With Supreme. Oh man.
Who said we was talking
I'm
about
having
food?
pasta and chicken with brother. So
hey,
go right ahead.
Hey, what you say? Wait, what'd you say, Todd?
I said, who said anything about food? I said, you need a torta.
Oh no, because Oscar said he needs some good Mexican. I said, yeah, man, I haven't had some good Mexican in a minute. I would love a good burrito right now. But I was like,
so we are talking about food.
Yeah. He was. I didn't want to get paused. That's why I say it. Is it me or just Dubois look a little slow? I know he's not, but just appearance. That's crazy. I don't know. He might. I don't know. I've heard some things that he might have some things, so I just refrain from. Yeah, Dubois. I don't know. I heard that he might be. So I want to make fun of somebody who is. That's why.
Who said that? Because the ongoing bit is Dubois is on the spectrum. And I think that's a horrendous joke to be made.
Yeah, I think it is because I don't know if it's true or not, so I just stay away from it because I don't know.
Bro, I thought he meant slow like in the gym. I'm like, is he fighting?
Yeah, I thought he meant slow too at first, but then I read the second part of it. he said just appearance wise. That's crazy, man. I don't know.
He is awkward though.
He's very I think he's very awkward. Yeah, he's definitely awkward, but he's so.
Remember the cake?
Yes, bro. Yes, he's so awkward. It's funny. Like he's like cringe and funny. But I don't
especially
know
on the mic, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I can't stand Dubois on the mic.
I like it.
Baby
I like
Miller,
it. It's
every
funny,
baby has a daddy. He nailed it on the head on that one. But other than that one, like damn, bro.
Nah, I like him on the mic, man. He's funny. Like I just say, he's so bad, it's good. Like he's one of those things. Like movies that's so bad is good. Yeah, that's why I like it. Yeah, cause I didn't like it at first. I was like, man, but he's so bad, it's good, man.
He need to teach his sister something.
Oh yeah.
Hey, you seen Carolyn Dubois going at it with Alicia Baumgartner now? They've been going back and forth for a little minute, man. Past week, I ain't really been talking about it because it just seems a little. I don't know if it's going anywhere, but we'll see. But shout out to Carolyn Dubois. She was coming to Clarissa defense too. Oh, you think she was out of pocket? You think so?
I understand the sentiment, but the motive wasn't right. Like even after she was like, "Look, I don't condone none of that shit," you still like, what you want to fight?
That bitch.
I think that's a good fight though, man.
Take care of business first, bro.
Fight your mandatory.
That's true. That's a good point.
But like her last fight, didn't it get stopped? Carolyn Dubois?
Say it again? Sorry.
Like Carolyn's last fight, didn't it end it like sour?
I don't remember because I remember she fought was that the one where she fought the girl from Korea, I believe? Was she from Korea?
Where they headbutted, remember? And it was like no contest or something.
Oh no, that was the one before that. You're talking about Jessica Camera. The last one she fought was I'm looking, let me look it up real quick. I was right. Yeah, the girl from Korea. Yep, South Korea. Bo Mi Shin. Yeah, nah, she won by majority decision. It wasn't the best win, but she won by majority decision. The one you're talking about, I remember the Jessica Cameron one. It was the one you're
yeah. Bro, like Dubois, like on the mic, he's like, "Yeah, let's get this on."
And then he repeats it like 5 times. Let's get it on. Let's get it on, or whatever. And I'm like,
they'd be like, "What? But what about the weather?"
Right, bro. I did not realize. I'm mad at myself for watching so much Marvel and not realizing the resemblance of these two people.
Yeah, where the hell Manson Musa been at? He decided to pop up to that $200 on Bud, bruh.
When did he pop up in the Discord?
Yeah, just now, bro.
Oh,
Your
that's
attendance
crazy.
record ain't good enough
You
for that
feel
to
me?
go on the stand.
Right. Shout out to Manson Musa. I don't know where you been at, man. Some people get mad when you miss their messages and stuff. You know how that go. Like YouTube doesn't have super chats. Like I'm missing people's messages on purpose. I feel like I do a great job of catching people's messages, but you know people get they take your kindness for weakness and stuff like that.
But he
And
not
they feel
even in the
entitled.
lives. Bro, your
Exactly.
attendance record is horrible.
Right. Shout out to Manson Musa. That's my guy. I don't know. I haven't seen him in a while. I don't know why I haven't seen him. Actually forgot about him, man. Shout out to Manson Musa, my guy. But I don't know. Some people get mad for some reason and they just don't show up. So I don't know what I did, but I don't worry about it. But look at that, bro. That's like Doctor Strange, bro. How did I not realize how much Eddie Hearn and what's the dude's name that plays Doctor Strange? Cumberbatch? Something Cumberbatch. I can't remember.
Oh wow.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Benedict Cumberbatch. Thank you. Yes, bro. Look at that. You realize how much Eddie Hearn? Yo, whoever did this is funny, bro.
Where are you showing? On YouTube.
On the YouTube, bro. I did not realize. I'm mad that I watched so much Marvel and I never picked the resemblance, bro. Not saying that he looks like him.
Thunderbolts?
I'm not saying he looks like Cumberbatch, the actor, when he's just in regular clothes, but when he's in Doctor Strange, hell yeah, he look like Doctor Strange, man. But what'd you say, Oscar?
You watched the Thunderbolts yet?
Thunderbolts. What's that about?
Oh, it's like the Suicide Squad, but like Marvel.
Oh nah. It's a movie or a series?
No, it's a movie. It's a movie.
Oh.
I ain't gonna watch some more series, bro. I got tired of those
I ain't got time to be watching some series, bro. But I never heard. Is it new or?
Yeah, it's new. I think it just now came out.
Oh yeah, heck yeah, I'm gonna check it out.
I think it came out with Snow White, but the woke version is white. That shit trash.
He said the Snow White, but the woke version is trash. Oh, I did hear about that Snow White joint. People, it got a lot of backlash, didn't it? Because I guess like the actresses were talking trash or something like that, or I think I heard something about it.
I get everything about woke, but it's called Snow White.
That's crazy.
Not Monica Blanco. You know what I mean?
That's great. Okay, yeah, I'm getting off, bro. That's right. Said it's called Snow White. Not what? Monica who? Not Monica Blanca. That's crazy. That's so Snow White can't be Hispanic, but that's crazy, bro.
No, I'm not saying it for that. It's just like,
I mean, hey, that's your opinion. I'm not mad at it. Talk your trash, bro.
Yeah, bro. Like
that's funny as
I
hell,
had the
bro.
VHS from Snow White, bro, and everything.
I did too.
Yeah,
I got the VHS of it too.
And like it resembles nothing like the movie. The dwarves are CGI. Ass. Gal Gadot cannot act. She's good looking, but she can't act.
They could have hired somebody to play the dwarves.
Yes, bro, and they just CGI the dwarves when there's dwarves outside fucking Disney.
Yeah, hey, yo.
They're begging for jobs, bro.
Hey, this man Oscar, bro.
No,
hey,
not like that's part of the backlash.
I believe you, bro.
That's actually part of the backlash.
Oscar, I'm with you 100%.
Oscar's funny, man.
Nah, it was little people complaining on like Facebook talking about they could have hired me. I could have did that on TikTok too.
They're taking little people's jobs. That's what they were saying. Legit. No, like that's legit.
Yeah, bro.
That's crazy, man. Hey, y'all be talking trash about Florida. Hold on now, before y'all go. I don't know if this is real or not. It seems pretty real. But it says a Florida man, shout out to Florida, man. Y'all be hating on Florida Indians, man. We get a lot of bad raps. It says a Florida man bought a new car for a young man he didn't know after people laughed at him for doing Uber Eats on a bike. People laughing at people that got jobs these days. That's crazy, bro.
Bro, that's the slimiest, most disgusting shit ever, bro.
Yes,
if you're like a bus driver or work at a fast food joint, bro, people look at you in a certain way. Believe me, I know what I'm talking about. Like, as if they had no dignity and shit. And I'm like, bro, like, yeah, you know what?
It's crazy.
I'm just gonna leave.
I ain't gonna lie though. When I was a little kid, when I was in Mexico, I used to be a piece of shit to bus drivers.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. You
But I was I mean, if you're a kid, but we're
Right.
talking about grown ass.
Yeah, they make fun of people for having like, come on,
If you're a
man.
kid, you're a
did
kid.
get my ass
You're
kicked
gonna
a couple times.
I ain't gonna hold you. It's probably some guy wearing a red hat. That's probably like, yeah, he got him a new car. Now he can do his drive-bys.
Okay, yeah, I'm getting off. All right, hey, shout out to my guy Ty. I would give y'all closing statements, but I'm scared because y'all been wilding today. Shout out to my guy Ty, man. Shout out to my guy Irony. Shout out to my guy Oscar, man. I appreciate the conversations, man. Y'all the homies.
Any
God
shout out
bless y'all,
to
man.
Oster.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Oster. Who else?
Level up, man. Don't take it personal.
Isaiah.
Isaiah, thank you,
Yeah.
and Thomas Hill.
Isaiah and Thomas Hill.
Nah, man.
And Dub.
And Dub as well. Shout out to Dub. Thank you, man. Also, don't take it personally, man. I thought y'all handled that well, man. Shout out to you and Oscar. I mean, well, you are Oscar. Shout out to you and Oster. I thought y'all handled it well, man. You don't take it personal, man. I thought.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna get heated for real.
Nah, y'all did y'all thing,
I
man.
had a bad feeling, but you know,
Yeah, I mean, we get heated all the time. I got heated, you know. Me and Ty got heated before, you know. So it ain't no love lost, man. It's all love. I appreciate y'all handling it like the gentleman that y'all are.
Yeah.
That's why I
got
told
one
Oscar
last
right
thing.
away. Like,
Nah, I thought
My
y'all
bad.
handled it like gentlemen, man. Nah, y'all I appreciate that, man. Y'all did y'all thing, man. So nah, ain't no love lost to that, man. I didn't think it was anything bad. It happens sometimes. We all talk and passions run high a little bit, man. So shout out to you and Oster and everybody else in the Discord. Go ahead, Ty. That's hard to before you go, Ty, my fault. That's hard to do, man, to have how many people? We don't know each other, we don't live around each other, you know, but we have a natural respect for each other. I think that's dope, but that's not common, man. So I love that about having a panel, man, you know. And we're all just courteous just cause, not because we have to be, just because we want to be. So I thought y'all did that. I thought y'all handled it well. I thought that was actually a highlight. So I don't think that was a low point. But shout out to you, Oscar, and shout out to Oster as well, and everybody. Yeah, don't feel bad about that shit.
I got a message from a former op of the show.
Oh Lord.
It said
he asked, could y'all please stop packing him up? He don't want no more smoke. He just want to come here just to talk and yap.
Who? I don't even know.
Yours truly, the boxing scholar.
You know what's crazy about that, Ty? You know so yeah, you remember Scholar already people were confusing you, or you asked me like, oh, do you have a beef with him or something? Yeah.
I don't think I
I already was
ever-
here because remember he was like, who was Scholar, man? Oh no, you might not be. That was Edgar. My fault. That was round one. I'm sorry. But you know what's crazy about that, Ty? Thank you for sharing that. But bro, you know what's crazy? I don't even be timing people out. Like, what's that one guy's name who was here this morning and Oscar timed him out? Thank you, Oscar, for that, by the way. He came and dropped a comment on my video talking about, oh, that's why your channel is not going to grow because you're emotional. And bro, you're emotional. You come into you're going on a video mad about something that happened in the live show. And I was like, bro, if you act right, you won't get timed out. It's like, so I appreciate the mods that I have. They don't time out anybody unless you do something ridiculous. We don't mind you coming here talking trash when you're talking trash to me or whoever. But bro, if you're consistently racist towards a certain community, whether it's black, white, Hispanic, Asian, which the guy was being, and I seen him in other channels too. It's like, and I know Oscar sees him as well. He says a whole lot of crazy stuff, but I don't mind it because I know Boys Who Cry says a lot of crazy stuff too, you know, and they be going at it. But as long as you come over here and you act accordingly and appropriately, I don't mind, you know what I'm saying? But if you're gonna come over here and act a donkey, well, we know what we do to donkeys. We toss them out the window. That's what we do. You go get tossed.
Nah, bro, that guy in the morning. About round one. When it comes to round one, bro, every time he comes in a panel, I know I have to lower my volume like 80%.
Yeah, and then no disrespect to him either, but even with Scholar, it's like, bro, I'm fully confident that if somebody gets packed up in this channel, it's because something that they did, and shame on this whoever says, oh, that's why your channel won't grow. You think my channel's growth depends on you? What kind of entitled, pompous little bitch are you? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, who are you? Like, my growth doesn't depend on you. It depends on God, and it depends on my faith and my hard work. It don't depend on you. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that you're still mad about it shows that you miss us because we do our thing. You know what I'm saying? There's no malice over here, man. So Scholar, whoever it is, or I think the guy's name is Raw something. Raw Dog, I think. Bro, if you get kicked out of here, bro, it's something you did for sure, and you weren't packed up either. It was just temporarily. So obviously you dropped a message on my channel, so you're not banned. But oh, please believe when you make it an issue for me and you go out your way to try to be a donkey, then I'm gonna pack you up. And so I banned his stupid ass as soon as he left that comment. I just banned him because now you making it a big deal out of nothing. Like this is hours later, bro. Get over yourself. This is from a live show. You taking it to a video? Like, come on, bro. I ain't got time for that, man. I'm not here to babysit nobody. I ain't got no kids.
No,
yet.
that guy in the morning pissed me off because they were talking about the water thing. I was like, all right, they laughing. And then he was like, you really seriously about to go to jail for that?
Oh yeah, that dude. I forgot about that dude.
Buddy, I was tweaking in the comments.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna ban him too. I don't remember his name, but I'm gonna ban him too. Next time I see him.
That's why I gave Boys Who Cry a warning earlier, bro.
Oh, I didn't even see
I
that.
seen you get tossed out of 5 chats. Don't bring that here.
I appreciate it. Yeah. Shout out to Boys Who Cry. He cool in here, but yeah, he be that's my guy. He be wildin' too. I be seeing
the belt
What the fuck happened, yo?
Oster was good. Yeah, I was wondering where you went. Your phone died or something?
Nah, my grandmom's called me. I had to get off real quick.
Oh no, you good? No, you good. I thought I was make sure it wasn't on my end or something. Shout out to grandma, man.
Hey,
2-4 in the building was good.
Yo.
Go ahead, Irony. You was calling Oster?
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
I can hear you, Irony.
Doctor was saying some bad things about you earlier when you were gone. He was saying, Oscar's not here? Okay, let me just say this. Bro, and he went off. And I was like, Doctor, chill, bro.
That's crazy.
I'm kidding. I just wanted
Yeah, he said you was a Jake Paul fan.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Now, but shout out to I wanted to say this too. You know, now that you're here, Oster, I did say that I appreciate, you know, say the panel that we had, man. We're always, so not to get like too sentimental and mushy gushy, nothing like that, but I appreciate the fact that we can talk about things that we I think that's rare, you know what I'm saying, to have a panel of what we have like seven people in here sometimes, and we all are courteous to each other, we let each other speak and stuff like that, and even if we do get a little heated or intense, ain't nothing wrong with that, you know. So I want to make sure that I that didn't bother me at all, man. You know, I just want to make sure that everybody knows that, ain't no hard feelings. And I spoke on your behalf, but you weren't here. That's what I'm saying again, because I said Oster ain't tripping on that to Oscar. So, you know, I was like, man, Oster ain't tripping on that, man. It's all love, man. We might get a little intense.
In case I came off a little too hard. Because you did check like just to make sure there's everything good.
No, everything good. We all men, man. You know, everybody express themselves different. That's what this world is about. When you understand that, you don't fall victim of a lot of that stuff. You know what I mean? Especially when you know you ain't got no malicious bone and you ain't come from no bad place. Then sometimes you can just say it, and sometimes it'll calm people down. If people go crazy, it's like, all right, cool. Cause I ain't got time to go crazy for opinions, because they like assholes. So we be here all day with that.
I appreciate
so, you know what I mean?
Oh man, I've been on panels that are basically, bro, like unbearable, bro. I've been on panels where people are like regurgitating shit and they say the B word a million times and the N word a million times and the P word.
Yeah, they get in their feeling.
Bro, so like, I don't know, so masculine, bro.
Yeah, I'm guilty of that too. You know, I have to be too sometimes. You know, sometimes it happens, but it's all
but Doctor, what I'm talking about, bro, are people that are just unbearable, because you can get in your rants, but you keep you what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I've seen you get heated, but you know, I'm trying to say something and I can't find the like it's not every you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I appreciate it, bro. Nah, you're bilingual, bro. So take your time and find your way, because shoot,
you know what I'm saying? Like, what I'm trying to say is exactly like the I've seen you get heated and stuff with idiots and sometimes with me and you know whatever, but the people that I'm referring to, bro, like, we're talking about the slightest disagreement. They bro, it's like the fucking bazooka went off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, like, you're a grown ass man, bro. Right. Like, you should be a little more.
Those fans. Those fans, though.
Yeah, a little bit more tactful and stuff like that, man. Like, I rock with y'all, man. I ain't trying to. No, I don't mean that we ain't gonna argue sometimes, whatever. But it ain't nothing like. I would like to meet y'all and talk boxing. You know what I'm saying? In real life, you know, and kick it and shit. So ain't nothing like, oh man, you don't like Tank, I like Tank, I'm gonna fight you. Like, what we doing, bro? Like, what we
just do what up. And that's the reason why I go to the fight with you. You know what I'm saying? I go to the fight with my man. If he got that all our life, we be in the same house watching fights,
Right.
and nobody like the same fight. You know,
Right.
it's always some shit. Always, you know what I
Right.
mean? Always.
Right.
You know, it get physical in the house when you with your peoples and you grow up. Everybody think they the fighters. You know, everybody can
Right.
fight when they watching the fight. Everybody can fight now.
Oh yeah.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, man. It's
Dude,
love, man.
y'all ever watch them videos where it's like you think you can fight until you get punched, but then there's someone like some asshole yelling at somebody.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You fucking right.
Yep.
Dude, I love those videos, bro. I
Yeah.
love them.
I'll be right back.
All right, do your thing.
All right,
Yo,
fellas.
shout out to
Come back out.
Twofold, man. Let's go, man. He what's that? Boxing Talk graduate level, man. That's the membership renewal for your boy. I appreciate that, man. Shout out to my guy Twofold, man. Welcome back. You feel me? Membership renewal for another 30 days. He committed to the channel. Turn up.
I'm not leaving.
Yes,
Talking
sir.
about.
I'm not fucking leaving. The show goes on.
Yes, sir. Boxing Talk graduate level, man. He said the show goes on. He's not leaving. He's here for another 30. I appreciate you, bro. Big member in the building. Welcome back. I ain't even peep. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir, man. Oh, Oscar slid off. Okay. Yes, sir, man. I'm probably going to get me some food, too. Oh, sir, I know you just joined back, man. You want to say anything? I'm about to go get me some food and let you close it out.
No, I'm out. I just jumped back in because I got a phone.
No, you good, bro. But yeah, like I said, man, I appreciate
You
y'all.
back one in the morning?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good Lord willing, man. As long as God bless me, I'm going to be here.
Yeah, we be here. We be here.
Yes,
We
sir,
be here. We
appreciate
been
it.
blessed. We be
Yes,
here.
sir. Amen. Hey, talk to him. Talk to him, man. But yeah, I appreciate y'all again, man. It's all love, man. I appreciate the way y'all handle that shit, man. I'll just be listening.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt, player.
Y'all be easy, man. God bless.
Peace it out, y'all. All right, Isaiah.
Yes,
Irony
sir.
and everybody else.
Yes, sir.
All right, man.
Ty.
Remember,
yes, sir. Irony.
Jersey, Philly.
Hey.
Rock with them.
Hey. Florida, too. You know what I'm talking about? Miami, Orlando, you feel me? Port St. Lucie, Tally, Palm Bay, you feel me?
All right, New York,
Hey.
you know, in West V now, you feel me?
Hey, talk to him. I already ain't got no place in Puerto Rico, bro. Damn, that's messed up. You see how you do Puerto Rico, bro? That's crazy. Nah, he said
That's Jake Paul.
Nah, he said he'll be back.
He got us on mute.
Nah, he said he'll be back. That's why I'll mess with him. I know he's not here. But yeah, man, y'all be easy, man. Shout out to my Boricuas. I'm gonna hold it down for Irony, man. Y'all be easy, man.
And
God
Jake
bless.
Paul.
And Jake Paul is crazy. Yes, sir. But hey, appreciate that too, folks. Yes, sir. Got the GTD chain. Yes, sir, man. Big GTD chain. Pull them chains out. Shout out to my guy Irony for coming through. Shout out to Isaiah. Dub came through. Oscar, Oster, Ty, Irony, Thomas. Hopefully I didn't forget anybody, man. Shout out to everybody coming through, man. Y'all always showing me love. I appreciate the panel. You know what I'm talking about? Go check out the videos if you haven't done so already, man. If you haven't checked out the videos, I dropped 2 videos today. I might drop another one tonight. We'll see, man. I'm gonna wake up I gotta wake up early, as usual. Do my little workout. I missed my workout this morning. I'm mad. Yeah, man. Hold down the channel, man. I appreciate y'all. Those that show love on the membership side, the Cash App side, the Super Chat side, the extra love that y'all do, man. It definitely doesn't go unnoticed. Actually, it's a pivotal, essential, vital part of our growth and the fact that we keep going and growing. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we do this for, man. To bring the real back to the field, you know what I'm saying? Get the hustle off the muscle. Yes, Sirski. Hey, shout out to my guy Oscar, man, dropping that hello yellow on a fellow with the graffiti on the chat walls. Big $10 with that bread, that cheese, that butter. That's my brother in the game right there, man. Shout out to my guy Oscar, man. That's a good dude. That's a good brother right there. That's my boy. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's one of the OGs right there in the chat, man. Oscar for sure, man. You know, so I rock with Oscar heavy, man. That's my guy. So I know if it was anything, you know, I got your back, bro. Ain't nothing going down like that, man. It's all love, man. From Oster for everybody, man. So is Scholar gonna come back? Oh, he could for sure. He could come back, bro. I don't ban I barely ban anybody. Like I banned the dude today because you know he was going a little too far with the. You know, I noticed in the chat he was just attacking certain communities. Primarily, he said something slick about the black community, Asian community, and the white community. I noticed when he says stuff, you know, but I give people chances, you know, because I know how contentious boxing talk can get, and sometimes people get a little bit too emotional. So I try to be patient, but man, I don't need you in here. You know, this is not a baby. I'm not Dr. Babysitter. You know, I'm Dr. Boxing Talk. You know, I ain't got no kids of my own. And you definitely, and if I did have some kids, you definitely not one of mine. So I'm not babysitting nobody unless your people's gonna send me a check. You know, babysitters get paid good. You feel me? So if you ain't sending me no check, you over here being a nuisance, man, you gonna get up out of here, bro. I don't have to I don't have to be patient with you. I'm patient with you because I'm kind. You know, but my kindness is not a weakness. In fact, my kindness is a strength. I'm strong enough to be kind to your little weak baby back bitch ass. You know what I'm saying? I'm strong enough to be kind. It ain't a weak thing. You ain't got to be here, bro. So yeah, Scholar could come back. You see, Edwin's not banned either. I don't really ban nobody, bro. I don't mind people coming here and talking. You know, nah. If I have the pleasure of ever meeting you, I just hope you keep the same energy. You know, we're gonna see. But yeah, man, there's quite a few people that be acting up, you know, and try to play the victim. You know, but it is what it is, man. But shout out to everybody, man. Enough of them, man. Shout out to the love I received today, man. We just talk boxing, man. Shout out to my guy Isaiah for the $2, Isaiah for the $2, Isaiah for another $2, 2-4 with the membership renewal, Boxing Talk graduate, and Oscar for the $10, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all. I appreciate that. Shout out to God, man. God is good. You feel me? Don't forget to smack that like button if you haven't done so already. And then by this time, if you have not smacked the like button, first smack yourself and then smack the like button. You know what I'm saying? And like all the videos, watch all the videos. It really helps us to keep going and growing. And consider becoming a member like my boy 2-4 and all the other members. You know what I'm saying? Hold it down. You know, starting at $3, you get these fire remotes and you get all this great content, man. We go live twice a day once for the morning show at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and again for the late show at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know what I'm saying? Oh, hold on. There go the boy right there. There go the boy right there. Is that the bull? Is that the bull that's ducking? Is that the bull right there, Kendrick? Is that the bull that's ducking the smoke? He said, I already told you Friday, but you stopped talking. Oh, my boy came back to get some straightening in the chat. Shout out to my guy, Kendrick, in the building. God is good. Yes, sir. Amen. All the time. God is good all the time, God is good, man. You know what I'm saying? He said, I'm here, Irony, so you cap it. Oh, so Irony out here spreading fake news? Irony out here with the fake news, Kendrick? Don't worry, I had your back, bro.
If you out here getting fake vagina over your fake jury, reality is reality.
And the reality is, my boy was lying on my dog, Kendrick. That's crazy. This guy heated. Hey, he said, rest in peace, Pope Francis. Rest in peace, Pope Francis, you know? He said, this guy heated. What guy heated? Oh, but I'm ducking. Hey, child, I'm about to go ahead and call him. I'm going to catch y'all in the morning show, man. Don't forget to smack that like button. But most importantly, before all that, above all that, remember, with God, we can do anything. Without God, we're nothing. The doctor's out. Peace. We are up and coming to become the best boxing channel on this here platform called YouTube, man. We want to win the best boxing podcast award eventually. You know what I'm saying? We're a long way from that, but hey, you gotta dream big or you live small. You know what I'm talking about? We definitely ain't gonna live small. You feel me? 2,700 subscribers. Let's on our way to 3K. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all be easy. God bless. Peace. From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold we're about to freeze. But with Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets.